The camera is now next to me, so when I slowly look up, it's because I'm confused.
I do that all the time. I always want it to be there, but it's there.
I'm looking at a green sheet. Welcome back to Tesseract. To all of those of you who actually stayed since the last one, all 30 from the past, what was it, 130?
That was crazy.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Well, this game is going to be a slightly more casual because I'm tired of being stressed out.
Oh.
So, we're starting this out with a fact of the day. The Bermuda Triangle is actually extremely inaccurate. It was originally a square.
The Bermuda Square.
Yeah.
The Bermuda rhomboid. The Bermuda trapezoid.
The Bermuda dodecahedron. It was multi-dimensional. That's where all the ships would have been. Shit.
Wow, that's some lovely art right there.
There's art?
It's just a green screen in where the art usually goes.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
it's wall. Shut up. That's not a green screen.
Yeah, that's
There's the
definitely
wall where the pictures usually
Yeah,
go.
there's a wall there, okay?
What?
Lee Cook!
Lee.
Heck, don't say that! Bad Lee
I must
Cook.
delete this.
You can't I don't think you can. Or maybe you can.
No.
It stands for nice people. It's a single word. It's a conjoint.
Nice.
All right. Where did we leave off? Does anyone remember at all?
I do.
have
I do.
amnesia.
I do. I do.
Yeah,
Wow.
totally. I remember.
Jacob remembers something.
I have no idea what
Mr.
happened.
Sindrick, sir,
Jacob doesn't
what happened?
remember.
We went to the north, south.
I'll give him
Wait, did we go north or south?
You went north.
We went.
Oh, that's right. We went north, and then we found a river, and then we were like, let's hunt some bisons, and then we did, and then these weird lions came out who were attached to another giant lion. They were blue and had a bunch of eyes, and they were scary, and they would feed their mom by dying, and we were like, ew. So we lit it on fire, and
In
then
other
we
words,
won.
I made weird shit and they killed it.
Yep.
That's
And then-
all of
What did you
Tesseract.
expect us to do? Let's care about it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's nice.
We also killed like 7 bison instead of the 1 that we thought we were gonna kill.
There were 8 bison.
We have
One
so
got
much
away.
bison meat.
One got
total.
away.
And then we
And
traveled.
Cindrix was awesome.
Traveled multiple
Cindrix
days
was
by cart, and then
pretty
a
cool.
character caught up to us on foot.
Oh no, she had a horse. She had a
They
horse.
were on a horse.
Not on foot.
Harry just
I'm so tired.
ran there.
We'll jump right into it and return to the point where your good friend that you only spoke a few words to is now approaching you.
So, from my perspective, what does this look like? Because I didn't see the end of last game, so.
I believe...
I was looking through my telescope to find
Yes.
the knights that were riding off.
Yeah. So this is the day after the encounter. You guys are a bit up the road, so all you see is the people that you sent forward. They're now traveling on a cart with, I believe, 2 horses.
And
And
they're
one
just
of
like
them is-
on the road, or they
Yeah,
like
they're moving.
camped out?
We're
Okay.
coming. Yeah, we're moving. We've got like a giant bison, don't we? Or like a bunch
We
of
have-
bison.
You have
meat?
about 10 pounds. He
That's
just
right.
he butchered it.
Oh yeah, it was
horribly.
awful. I rolled so bad on that. But you just see like parts of bison and like a new thing on a new necklace that I have.
All right.
And this scholar rides up to you. on
That's right.
horseback.
That's where we left off.
Yeah.
The governmental worker. It is you.
What are you doing here?
I've come to join you.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
thought you had other
Wait,
business
you
to
are-
do.
I did.
Are you test with working with us?
You could say that, yeah.
And we shall claim these horses and free
Right.
the settlement from the control of the Black Knights together.
Yes.
Good.
I also have some stuff to look into while we're up here.
Some stuff.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what actually, but I do have someone hopefully talk to once we get up to the city.
All right.
Depends on whether or not I'm right. I hope I'm right. And they didn't just send me on a wild goose chase.
So, why did they send you here?
They said that there was something requiring my attention. That I should find allies, look for you guys, found you guys. Hoping that is
They just sent to find allies.
find allies and figure out what it is I meant to figure out.
That is very strange and vague.
It is.
Words and orders to be given. I only wonder what it could mean.
Normally it tends to mean something I need to look into.
Well, I hope you find your allies.
I'm hoping that those allies are you three.
Oh, you want us to be your allies?
Yes.
You should have said so from the beginning.
The Logan, I'm sorry. The group I work with, their primary goal is to end the war against the monsters, correct?
It's generally complicated, but for
If
the
I
most
had to
part,
footnote it.
yeah, you would know that the year that happened ages ago, they're essentially trying to clean it up, remove all memory of themselves and the war.
Okay. You, if they're right, and it's as important as I think it might be, it could stop the monsters that have been coming around ever since
Monsters.
things went to shit.
I do not know what you speak of.
You fought a
That's
monster
like
yesterday.
my whole job
Ah,
is
yes.
to kill those things.
That's a monster.
They're showing up more than.
They have been for. Did you ever leave the temple before coming out here?
I'm stupid. I definitely know about monsters. I was just testing your intelligence on them.
Okay.
Yes, I have fought many monsters. They seem to be reoccurring more often. I forgot my backstory for a moment.
Oh boy. Yeah. The point is to hopefully stop that.
Well, we could use a courier.
I can do that. I have some tricks too if we get into a fight, so I'll be okay.
Can you use a sword?
No.
An
Can you-
axe? Maybe a...
No.
Can you hit things really hard?
Do you call upon the divine?
Do you
No.
summon lightning?
All right. I'm going to.
You're going to.
If this were a musical, this would be the part where Clayton and Cindrix would break out in song and dance about
Oh,
their
yeah.
powers. And
Can
I'm like,
you do this?
Can you do this?
Yeah.
no! Can you do this? No! And it's like just a whole number.
Yeah. What are you?
Tesseract the musical.
It's called
More
What
like-
Are You Good For?
Yeah.
Really, it's more like I can create illusions that may or may not, depending on what I create, make people go insane. But only the people that I use them on, because sometimes I can like create the greatest fear, and then they fight that fear instead of me. It's really helpful because pretty sure if one of you punched me, I would probably die.
Pretty good at
Oh,
that.
so you use it as a defense.
Yes,
You trick the minds of your opponents.
exactly.
But what if they aren't afraid of anything?
Everyone is
Then
afraid
I
of
turn
something.
invisible and get the fuck out of there.
All right then. So,
Colton is
You
going
want
to
to-
make a small detour.
oh, there she's
What
gone.
is everybody's passive perception?
Apparently, I am
13.
It's 14.
19?
Yep.
Been looking at books. How do you know? Okay.
Passive
It's
perception?
called Observant Feet.
19. What was yours?
14.
I apparently underestimated how quietly I will speak as this character.
Yes.
But what did you want? Passives?
Yes.
13. Yeah.
And you, Clayton?
Clayton.
13.
All right. I assume you guys are moving forward.
Well, I was continuing talking
Yes.
to
Go ahead.
her.
You may want to use these abilities sparingly. I don't want to ruin the minds of our enemies. If you can truly make them insane and question reality, perhaps it is not wise to turn our enemies' brains into soup at every chance that we get.
But what if the right chance comes around?
Normally, it only works until I get rid of the spell. So
Oh,
either-
you cast spells.
yes, either they'll die or
They will die?
they'll stop being crazy.
Sounds like a terrible way to die.
I wouldn't want to
I've
die that
heard
way.
of old people who slowly lose their memories.
I mean, I wouldn't want to die by a blade either.
I burn people.
That sounds worse.
But no, don't. just burn people for fun. I burn as fire is my tool. Yes, it is much worse.
And I'll have you know that my main weapon is not a sword, it's this whip, which, honestly, thinking about it, sounds worse than a sword.
Slash.
I use fire so that all those who come across my path know to not mess with me. They
Okay.
know that I will burn them, and then they will be afraid.
Fantastic.
Yes. The only justice
See,
fire is if you know.
Repeat that, but instead of fire, just add whip. And then, yeah.
You are not a holy man. Well, guess I am a dragonborn. So you cast spells that ruin the minds of others.
And a few others. I can fire, I guess, but not very strong. I tend to do illusions. I can identify magic if we find it. You guys may not have seen it, but I had given the general a piece of paper that only he could read when we were all in there.
I did not notice this.
Me either.
I can disguise myself.
And then Clayton.
Anything you could
add
classify as an
thing,
illusion,
put on his-
I can do it.
disguise myself too.
I am
You
not
have
very
one?
familiar in illusions, but maybe this could be useful for us. I am eager to see what you can do, though I hope it is not too destructive. This one, Elsbeth, she hits things really hard with a sword.
All right.
She chopped a bison in half. I saw it with my own eyes.
Didn't cut a bison in half.
She chopped a bison's head clean off in one swing.
That you
It was two.
2.
Two bisons she decapitated. I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh yeah, and did you see that like pile of like decaying necrotic sludge?
You did actually pass by a horrific scene earlier today.
Yes.
That was us.
Yeah.
All right.
You saw the charred corpses of
Six
several
bison.
bison and a hideous monstrosity with steel wings
Oh, we
collapsed
fought.
with children chained to it.
Oh, we killed a monstrosity.
It's children,
Lion
not human children.
Yeah.
It had babies on it, and we killed them.
Metal chain.
All right.
Oof.
Well, either I'm making a great mistake, or I've picked my allies well.
Honestly, it's probably the mistake, but let's get going. We're
That
running
does
out.
not instill
Your
confidence.
points are so low.
Honest.
Yeah.
All right, I've been meaning to ask
Yeah?
this for a while.
We-
Just
we've
a bit
swapped.
curious. Has anyone served in the military?
No.
Does
I
being
know
a
you were
bookkeeper
a
count?
cleric. What?
Does being a bookkeeper count?
I would say it does. You were the military's bookkeeper.
Then yes.
Very interesting.
Sort of.
I've done some jobs for the military, but I've never been in the military.
Right, because you were a mercenary.
Not like I organize a library.
Of sorts.
You killed things for money.
Well, mainly, I stick to monsters, but I've done some other jobs too.
I understand. Well then, I think we're getting to know each other quite well. I like to keep a close watch on my allies and my troop that I travel with.
Uh-huh.
You travel with a troop?
I did. I've traveled with many troops.
All right.
I am driving the cart.
Okay.
Yes.
You guide the horses
I'm
forward.
on my horse next to you guys.
It's Clayton's cart, but I'm proficient in it.
Yeah.
And I'll sit longbow, short bow. I don't know
Okay.
what it is.
The road is completely clear today. A couple other days, you had seen a few adventurers who actually intentionally steered clear of you. Just a couple of people that looked like maybe they were migrants coming down south. Maybe they've been exiled from the city that you're going, the town that you're going to. You exit this plains area as you've passed over the river, and you continue a bit further, and it becomes more rocky, and there are hills and cliffs surrounding you. An even number of stones and patches of grass as you're kind of heading around.
Ah, the beautiful worker you know.
Literally every time we
Yeah.
come to a new area, he
Every
just
time.
can't stop. And it's-
Nature.
yeah.
Wow,
It
nature.
looks
it's
just
beautiful.
like nature.
It looks just like nature.
Oh shoot! I can prepare more spells.
You kind of get the feeling that you're coming close to the settlement. You feel like it can't be too far away. you're the first to see this on the distant horizon. You see a couple of figures shifting here and there at the top of cliffs on different hills. And then all of you see as one mounted rider comes up on a hill over a cliff, looks down at your cart on the road. You can tell this figure is covered in black armor, but it looks a lot simpler, a lot less complex than the ones that you guys saw on the road, those riders that were also headed north. And he looks down at you. He's about 200 feet off. And he goes behind the cliff.
All right. Do you mind if we stop? I would
That's-
like to prepare for a few things.
Yes, me too.
Right then.
Sure.
I am going to pull the cart to the side.
I think they know we are coming. I would like to prepare.
I'm gonna like gear up, so I'm gonna have my
We're killing them?
backpack off, but with all my weapons on and a
Okay.
couple straps of just things on my belt. But you're gonna find out if I use them.
Okay.
Utility belt.
Oh boy, the Batman.
Okay.
So you're changing up your equipment, prepping everything around your waist.
Mhm.
What are you doing, Cindrix?
Are you familiar with the spell Augury?
I believe it is pronounced augury, but yes.
Augury? Alright, so Cindrix goes over towards
Good spell.
the dirt. And he gathers a few of what, it says you can use dragon bones, but that feels weird. So he's just gonna pull out some, like, sticks, and they're a bit burned on the end. And he kind of
Okay.
places them in like a plus cross formation. And then he takes a bit of flame that he creates at the end of his finger and kind of carves like a circle. And after a minute, after about a minute, I'm going to sit there and just begin to pray and
Okay.
speak out towards Indo in order to gather what the next.
What course of action are you contemplating?
The course of action I am contemplating is making our way towards the farm,
Okay.
or the city, or the village, or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
you know it's a livestock town owned by the kingdom and the city that you came from.
And well, hang on. Let me be a little
Wakheim?
bit more specific,
Okay.
I guess. Specific course of action I plan to take in the next 30 minutes.
30
Probably,
minutes.
I would have to say crossing over the hill.
Okay.
And making our way further towards where we're going. It's
Okay.
more of just like he's just praying, just like guide me, take me as to where we will go next. Provide me with information. I need to know what to prepare for.
Okay. 1 second. No, not weather.com. You receive an answer from Indo.
How do I receive the answer?
The sticks begin to shift and kind of shake. You
Yeah.
actually see the blades of grass that you placed them in sort of wrap around them and turn them around.
Cool.
And you receive a wheel.
Well then, we should be all right.
And I mess it up. And then I take the stuff back.
As he's doing that,
How long does
Hey.
that take to cast?
10 minutes.
Okay, so you guys have a lot of
perfect.
prep time.
That's actually perfect. As he's doing that, a raven appears on my
Oh.
shoulder.
Find familiar.
Find familiar.
That takes an hour.
Takes 1 minute or 10 minutes if you casted it as a ritual.
To find the animal, unless you've previously casted it before.
Yeah,
No, that'd be 1 hour and 10 minutes if you cast it as a ritual.
that's the casting time is 1 hour.
1 hour.
So unless you've done this before and already have that,
I
Sorry.
mean, would I have done this
which I
before?
will I'll
Level
allow
8.
that. Yeah, you're level 8. You've been working in libraries all your life. You're gonna have someone to keep you company.
What kind of familiar do you have?
It's a raven.
Oh.
I mean, kind of generic, basic, just black.
I'm just gonna walk up and like see if I can pet it. Be like, hi, little raven.
Probably shrinks away a little bit.
Okay.
She's a little shy. But if we're around you enough, she'll probably maybe eventually grow fond of you. I don't
They
know.
do have unique traits. What kind of god do you want this raven to take after?
What kind of what now?
Archon, essentially. Pick a domain.
I recommend it.
What are the options real quickly?
You have the god of knowledge, war.
Knowledge.
Knowledge, obviously! Sorry.
Don't have to finish, just knowledge.
A wizard.
Okay, this has, at the core of its chest, there's a blue orb that kind of sticks out of its feathers. And it has, as it flies, and just occasionally dripping off of it, you see arcane runes just kind of trickling and fading away.
Perfect.
Sounds dope.
It's the Rune Raven.
The Rune Raven. And you chilling?
I just have a sword.
Okay. He goes over and looks at Styx. Conrad freaking suits up like Batman. You're just.
After about 10 minutes, I get up.
I tie my
and say,
shoes.
Indo has led me to believe that our path will be fortuitous. We should be all right.
All right.
Let us continue.
Good to know.
Yes, no need for alarm. If anything, we'll see a stray cow in the distance.
And I'm gonna take my telescope out. And I'm just gonna like keep an eye on the horizon and see if I see anything.
Okay. You guys, the road gets a bit curvy here. They didn't pave straight through cliffs and mountain ways, so at certain times your sight is obstructed from this way or that way. But you're following the road, you know exactly where you're going. You keep the horses very calm. It's very easy. You're actually running a bit low on their food, if I'm not mistaken. This is about the last day.
Well,
Do not worry, I can create food. I will need a day.
Where to go? Feed per day. It's been a week,
Yeah.
and we have 2 horses.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, we
They have
ran
food.
out of food yesterday.
Well, why did nobody tell me?
You guys are moving at a.
oh, I have
slow
one more
pace.
spell.
How many days? Am I aware of how many days the travel was?
It was about 3 for you, 3 or 4.
Oh, dang it.
To
I
get
need-
to this place?
To get to where they were, it's been about a day now.
Do I know how long it takes to get to the village? Because that's where I assumed they were going.
You believe it to be a little over a week.
There we go.
Okay, then I probably would have bought a week's worth of feed.
I unprepared 3 spells last time we played, and I just re-prepared 2 of them, which was augury and not dispel magic. It was what was it? Bestow curse, and then I had 1 more, and I'm going to choose create food and water.
Okay.
I would like to create food and water.
Alright. These are, I believe, large creatures.
Yeah, so let me pull up the spells little
I will combine
description
that
here.
with my gathering thing.
Okay.
Oh my
gathering
God.
feed.
Gonna try and find some horse feed.
Yeah.
Do not worry, it should be quite all right. Indo will bestow upon us food, along with using me as a vessel.
Okay.
I create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
Where
However, that is done in the way that my god decides to give it to
Okay.
me.
so
but-
you designate 45 pounds. Jeez.
It's just bland, like hardtack.
Mhm.
That's what it is. He's military as well, so it's just like it's MREs.
Yeah. So you designate this 10 by 10 square space, and you start drawing around it and start praying and chanting, calling upon the arcane. And as you're doing this the whole time, how long does it take?
An action.
Wow.
So I do that for
yeah,
6 seconds.
Yeah. You just quickly draw this ring, and literally as you're beginning to draw it, in the area that you're mentally designating, you see these plants begin to grow. This small cloud appears above it about 20 feet up, and it rains down. And you see these little leaves.
Get the buckets.
These leaves grow out in sort of like jug shapes, and the water falls into those.
Oh, awesome.
And then these small little bushes appear, and this fruit begins to grow out of it. They look somewhat like pears.
Ah,
I eat one as well.
It's not good. Tastes kind of like dirt,
tastes
pears
like
are disgusting.
life.
like salty dirt.
Mm.
Eat it. Don't be a little bitch.
Are we gonna go kill that guy or no?
Oh yeah.
The horses require food.
Kill who?
Yeah, the
I
horses.
start feeding them.
The guy.
Well, we saw a guy over the.
You saw
Killing
him
him?
over
Wait.
a cliff about 20 minutes ago,
Oh.
What if we
and
just
he
talk-
vanished behind the cliff after looking at you for just a few seconds.
Oh.
Elizabeth, we do
I-
not need to kill every person that we find. We could speak to them and try
Aren't,
to
aren't
convince
the
them.
We can
Black
go
Knights the
kill
one that are taking the horses?
Yes.
Turtlebot,
Oh, wow.
thank you so much for food and bevs. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Food and bevs.
He paid for our food and bevs. You guys exit the rocky area, and just as you do, you begin to see a few horses here and there, as if they're sort of almost native to the area.
wild horses?
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I was going to remind you that I have a local warning. So.
Okay. What exactly does it warn you from?
Surprise!
I can't be surprised except when I'm incapacitated.
That's it? Doesn't sound
If
right.
we're asleep, it'll wake us up when combat
Oh.
starts.
Okay. Then it doesn't do anything.
Oh, alright then.
Honestly, not being able to be surprised is pretty major.
It's super
Yes.
nice, but not right now.
Okay.
You guys enter the clearing, and you do see a settlement on the horizon. The sun is above the horizon. It's not quite setting. It looks like you have maybe about a quarter of the day's worth of sunlight left. And coming out from this settlement, you see a wide black line. And after a little while, that line clears up. You see it first, and you recognize about 20 horsemen riding out towards you.
Oh boy.
Ooh. The lion wasn't a lion, it was horse.
Horse
Oh.
line.
Something is approaching.
Okay, we're in a,
What is
like,
it?
Yeah, it's people.
ravine or... Wait, where are we?
You've left the rocky area just a ways away, so the road kind of curved around that final cliff. There's nothing from the back, and you see the settlement as you round that bend, and you see it, and they start coming towards you.
How many are there?
As they're approaching, they're about 200 feet out now. You see roughly 20 to 25.
I
All
think
right.
it'll be fine.
I am going to. Oh wow, that's a nice spell. I will just do a preemptive aid cast
Okay.
at third level. So everybody, I think it's only 3 though. Up to 3. When you cast a spell above, I can only target 3 people. So you 3 gain 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Sweet.
That,
And I say,
Prepare yourselves.
Do they look threatening?
You can't quite tell.
Is it 10
They are
temporary health or
armed
10
and they are
max?
mounted.
Temporary
If that's
max
threatening
health.
to you, then yes.
I'm pretty sure 8 is 10 temporary
And
max.
those guys we know are bad?
They're the people that you've been sent to remove from this settlement. From this
Okay,
town.
I'm gonna...
sorry, it's not temporary hit points. Your maximum health goes up by 10. Sorry.
Which is what makes it cool, because you can stack it with
Temp?
2.
Neat. Alright.
I mean, just keep it in your temporary though, because you'll forget that you.
Yeah.
Well, no, when you take a long rest, it changes it back.
I
If
know.
you override your max HP.
Yeah, watch. So I can add 10. Nope. that's
The
right.
riders
It also only
continue
lasts
getting
30
closer.
So I'm gonna tell you guys to
Alright,
take the
I'm
cart
drawing my
back a
sword.
little bit. I'm gonna
Okay.
prepare something.
Maybe.
And I'm gonna
Why?
go up.
They're about
the-
60 feet out now.
Okay, I'm gonna pour poison on caltrops and throw them out. Oh wait, no, it's
Okay.
horses. Never mind.
It's
That's
horses.
a horrible idea.
Yeah.
As soon as you start getting caltrops out of the.
Do not threaten them. Maybe they just want to talk.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys to move it back just a little bit. I'm gonna get my grappling hook and then tie it across some trees so that they
There
have to
aren't
slow
any
down.
trees.
Gosh darn it! All right, fine. I'm just gonna get bow and arrow ready.
Okay. All right. They approach you, and one of them comes up to the front. He's wearing just a basic ass bucket helmet, but he has sort of tighter studded leather armor with the symbol on his chest, and he rides up on his horse. You there! What is your purpose here?
We are traveling north.
This is the end of North. There are no settlements past us,
Yes, there are.
just the ocean.
Who said we're traveling to a settlement? Maybe we just want to go north. Rude.
This settlement is ours.
Who said that?
Clayton.
A couple of the
Careful what
horsemen
you
begin to
say.
surround you and kind of wrap around.
Oh god.
I will recite myself once more. What is your purpose here?
We are making our way north to a nearby settlement. We know it exists because there are people from it. Allow
What
us
is
to
the name
pass.
of this settlement?
Uh,
There is one far east from here.
yes. What is the name of that one? Maybe we have lost our path.
It's not under my jurisdiction to know the name. We've only gotten here recently.
Well, we are just travelers. We heard that there would be horses.
And here are the horses. If you would kindly come with us to town, I believe some of the gentlemen there might have more questions for you.
Now you want to take us. Why?
The horsemen behind you pull out pikes, start pointing them forward.
All right.
I'd suggest you stop asking us questions. Come with us. He begins going down the road.
I hit the cart.
you head into this beautiful little settlement known as Lockheim. This is the place you were sent to look for.
That's right. It's called Lockheim.
Yes. As you enter, it seems pretty well established. A lot of the horses around the area seem to have almost stemmed off from what they're growing here. It seems like in the pastures and the open areas that are fenced off, the horses almost outnumber the people.
Oh my God.
And you estimate as you're coming around here, there are about maybe roughly over 1,000, somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 people here. A lot of the people in the streets, you estimate that from the buildings, just the number and the size of the settlement itself. Most of the people in the streets are currently wearing the armor and doing minor patrols. You can't quite gauge them, but you assume there are well over 100 or 200.
Am I able to judge any pedestrians?
Yeah, you see a few people.
Do
walking
they
around.
seem happy to be here? Do they seem...
They're very cautious, both of you and of the people who have exiled their reeve. So they're not super happy, but they're living day-to-day lives.
So the pedestrians seem like they're like, hey, screw these guys, they took over our city.
Make an insight check.
18?
It seems like most of them are just trying to get by.
Right.
Some of the faces that you're reading as you kind of go about, you look at an older man with a couple of kids that he's kind of guiding away from a couple of knights. He looks a bit more worried. The kids are confused. You look over to the knights, they seem to be really minding their own business. Some of them are taken to very blatantly drinking out in the streets. The horsemen will dismount and a couple of the other ones will get off. They'll put their pikes and sort of hook them up on the horse and pull out swords. A few of them kind of continue their rounds out about the town, and you are brought to the center of the town where there's a large well. You see a couple of inns. There's a tavern, a general goods shop, stuff you pass, and he brings you up to this area, and a couple other people come up to you and he says, "I'll ask you again. Why have you come here? This road only leads to Lockheim."
We were coming to Lockheim.
And?
We wanted to negotiate with your leader. You are the Black Knights, correct?
That would be us. You would not be mistaken, as we have the garb and the sigil.
Yes.
That is what we call ourselves.
Oh my God, what is the name of the place we're from again? I'm so sorry.
Arkenberg.
Arkenberg, that's right, sorry.
1 second. You really wish to speak to... Where is it? I have their name. Sorry, I didn't bold it. 1 second. Yes. We do have the captain who has taken up hold in the Reeves home.
What is his name?
A couple of the people next to him kind of snicker. She is Captain Blair.
Ah, excuse me, Captain Blair. Do you think we could speak with her?
What is your purpose? What are you bargaining?
Well, you were not involved in the war, are you?
In a minor extent, yes. Which war do you speak of? The world is covered in them right now.
The one Arkenberg is currently fighting.
Yes, the one far to the south. We have nothing to do with that. This is our northern war front. We're slowly moving downward.
Right.
We'll get there in time.
Unfortunately, you've taken over a city that was vital to them. They need these horses for their soldiers.
And if you do take your time, they're not going to be there when you finally get there.
Do I know about the these dudes, the Black Knight
Black
guys?
Knights?
Yeah.
They're mostly from the north. You have moved around a while. You've wound up in Arkenberg probably semi recently. You know that they're trying to wage a worldwide war, and essentially they're trying to achieve peace to bring back the lost Archon of Brillian,
Okay. Sorry.
who no one really thinks exists anymore. A lot of people doubt he ever did.
I figured they looked for they were gathering magic items, right? They were trying
That's
to look
one
for
of their main things, yes.
Okay, so but they have other goals, including all right, got it, I understand.
In recent years, these guys have become almost the anti-mending. They are
So
trying.
they're trying to spread it all out. Well,
They're trying to actively snuff out what you are also trying to snuff out, but they're doing it for personal gain and to bring back the lost god, who a lot of people, including some members of the Mending, believe caused the war.
gotcha.
We do not want to fight. We do not want to remain enemies. This is only a valuable strategic advantage for the people of Arkenberg and the home to many civilians. They need it back.
And it would be beneficial for you because if you go down there to take it over, wouldn't it be better to have it all together and with way more resources and prospering than go down there and it's completely gone?
I do apologize, but your words are wasted on me. I don't have that authority.
Oh,
And why are you asking?
Because it's my job to ask. I report to a higher authority. Come with me. He leads you
For a
bit-
reason.
a bit
Young
west.
man,
If
respect will take you a long way.
that,
If our reason is
Just old
reasonable,
man lecturing him.
In your current situation, I advise, even in my position, that you respect me.
I do.
Look around you. I'm in charge right now.
I have done everything you asked.
except you claimed that you're not. Your captain is.
I'm in
She'll
charge
be
of
the
this
one-
current situation.
She'll be the one to see if we're worth talking to or not, right?
Well, this has been a rather insulting day. Follow me. He leads you a bit west.
sorry about that. I met them like a couple of days ago. They're not like really close. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Just like awkwardly looks back at you. I'm cool. They're not. I'm good. He comes up to what looks like the building that used to be the Reeves house. It's sort of, there's a front area that it seems a lot of the citizens would normally go in and out of requesting things that the town needs. And there are two heavily armored knights standing out here with glaives, and one has a glaive, one has a halberd, and they're standing outside the door. And he gestures towards one of the men that were following behind you, and they speak in a very deep, guttural. They just trade phrases that none of you understand unless you speak Orcish.
You know what, Logan?
Mm-hmm.
I
I know Goblin.
don't.
All right. Okay. They trade a few phrases, and then one nods, one of the two, at the outpost, and he enters the building, and the dude that spoke to him steps up. He kind of stands there with his hand on the hilt of his sword.
Are we just waiting, or are we just walking up to him?
He's actually waiting with you. He's like,
Oh.
yes, sometimes this is rather difficult. He gestures. See these two gentlemen right here? They're not from around here. Two guarding the door. They bring with them a zealot.
Why are they guarding your captain?
Because the zealot is in audience with the captain right now, and we are currently disturbing them.
Well, I apologize. Wartime can make things very busy.
Actually, he literally just runs off.
What?
He just runs in the street.
He's gone.
Wait,
The dude with his hand on the sword says, yeah, he probably doesn't want to get blamed.
do you know his name?
Oh,
Never
that guy?
mind. Yeah, that
That's
guy.
Charlie.
Charlie? Okay, thank you for
Make sure you tell me.
that.
Well,
Do you know his last name?
really don't want to be friends with him, do you?
And you awkwardly wait for a few minutes, and then the door swings open, that knight steps out, and this huge hulking figure, well over 7 feet tall, actually ducks through the door, and you see the one figure that you've seen before. This is the central rider of the three people that were heading up north.
Okay.
He's fucking huge.
Okay.
He looks like a Goliath.
Is he a dude or an orc?
You can't tell.
Okay.
Because he has very ornate helmet wrapped around his head, and in the front he looks at you and you see magical darkness with two blazing red eyes. He stares down at you.
Okay, can I get like the location of where you had your helmet made? Because that is so
I
cool.
just put my hand over his mouth. I just know.
You are adventurers, right?
Yes.
Fucking swine.
Oh, F you too.
You're fair to any opinion of us that you.
You know, I've got an established one, and it is justified. You all make a mess.
Does he have the symbol of
Yes,
black nose? Fuck.
If I may, what's your name, sir?
One of the guy with the glaive literally slams the hilt of it into your face, and you do take 1 damage.
Alright.
Perhaps you don't understand the order of the hierarchy that these people have. You don't ask a zealot anything. A zealot asks something of you, you get that shit done. Right now, that bitch in there's waiting for you. I told her to make a deal with you. They've got a bit of a personal problem here. I've got shit I have to do, and I had to have done it tomorrow. Don't waste my time. Don't waste ours. And I hope never to see you again. He walks down
Okay,
the street.
insane. And then I like
Cindrix
go
was not
inside.
doing what I was doing. Very, very just yep.
You step inside and you see a burly half-orc woman. She's she's sitting at what looks like a meeting table, just with her head in her hands.
Would you be in the same spot?
Welcome.
Hi, Charlie sent us.
Charlie, what was his last name?
I didn't get that. I'm sorry. He ran away too quickly.
Is that her voice?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's a half orc.
Oh, she's a half orc.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it.
She's a
She has a chainmail, just a thick kind of chainmail. You don't see any symbols on it, but running down her arms are tattoos of that sword with the keyhole in it.
Captain Blair,
Where do
we've
you
come
know
from
Blair?
Arkenberg to negotiate with you and your men here stationed in Lockheim.
Charlie told us your name.
What are you negotiating?
Well, many people are fighting many wars right now. Seems you have your hands busy, and so do many others.
Very much so. Have you heard of the Sea Stalkers?
Sea stalkers.
Have I heard of the Sea Stalkers?
Have you ever been north?
I would assume I've been pretty much everywhere. On the sea. And if they're called
How
the,
recently did you quit?
like a few months ago.
Okay. Then roll intelligence.
Oh fuck.
Boy.
Good luck with that. Oh,
That would be a 12.
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
You've heard the
You
name.
gonna have some shit to talk about my stats too? Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
They're a very, very strange pirate group that surfaced about somewhere between 4 and 6 years ago.
Okay.
At least then, maybe earlier. That's about when you heard about them.
Okay.
They're weird. That's all you know.
They're just weird. Are they
Yeah.
pirates or are they just
Yeah.
sailors? Okay.
They're, some call them a pirate group. Some just call them local bandits.
Okay.
But they're weird. That's all you
Okay.
know.
Are these things a problem for you?
They've been coming and stealing our horses. They ride monstrous creatures. Don't know how they get them. Some say that they create them. They pull body parts and place them together.
Me,
Okay.
me and my troop are very adept at hunting and killing monsters. We've all done it before, here and there. We could maybe solve this problem for you if you would help us as well.
I'll give you all the information I can,
No, we don't
but I need my
information.
soldiers.
We will take care of those guys for you completely, and if you want, we can even bring their head leader back alive so that you can torture him for fun. If you want, I don't know. That's something people like to do. But if we can take some of these horses back to Arkenberg so that they can win their war, so when you decide to take them over, they're not just wiped out.
We need more than that. They need their city back.
You wish
Thought they
to
just-
take Lockhart from us.
Thought they just needed
We
to.
No.
don't wish to fight. We only wish to help you.
People
want
just
to
want
speak
the
of a war.
horses.
Hey, Logan, can I roll history to recall that I'm 99% sure that they just want the horses? They don't care about the city? Because I was in that conversation. I was just told to forget everything about it.
You took from it what you took from it. I'll say.
Alright.
What is this war going on? So,
Oh, shit.
Hey Logan, can I roll history to remember what the war's about? Because
Took from it what you took. No.
I don't think I ever. Nobody ever told us. I don't
Yeah.
think. So I'm just wondering if Syndrix would know.
yeah,
about it.
you've been in the area for a while, and the war is somewhat recent, just a few years. Give me 1 second. So make that roll.
Make that history roll.
Mhm.
All right.
Mm,
Yes, yeah, dude. Yeah, I was freaking out about it. I'm like, holy fuck, that was 10 index.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I asked.
shit.
That's why I asked his name. Plus, she's curious. I mean, she just wants to know. She
30
doesn't,
years.
She doesn't know what the Zealots are. She's never heard about them before. So, unless she has, and Colton just doesn't.
I am afeared.
I am
all right.
afeared.
He's wearing that mask because we burned his face off.
Yeah, I know.
He's also got to be super old.
Yeah.
I know. And he's also big now, so he's been doing shit.
He's big.
Where are my skills?
He's
an
a
absolute
construct
unit.
now.
He's an absolute unit. Ah, yes, history +0.
Ooh.
19.
Ooh.
All right.
I mean, military.
You're a man of military,
Heck
so
yeah, I am.
you read you read the papers because they still print those for you and you alone.
I love the papers. Such a good way to get knowledge.
Arkenberg is currently at war with Linhaven. You know all the statistics, you know the number of people that they're going, you know who's likely to win with the current state, you know that these horses will very literally turn the tides. And it'll at least make the war even if you get the horses. You don't know the cause. No one has ever talked about it to you.
Okay, so I don't know any of the causes. It's south. They're fighting south.
Yes.
And these guys are
Lin-
okay.
Linhaven
So
is-
I will look
Now
towards
we're at war.
Captain Blair and say,
Do you have anything against the kingdoms or people of Lindhaven?
I'm not entirely familiar with them.
That is the war they are fighting.
If your people are fighting a war against other people, and you require aid, then I need your help stopping the war we are at with bandits.
Yeah, that's the deal.
I agree to these terms. Who could help us, and we help you. And we don't want to fight, we only want to help. Is that right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because
If you manage to keep them away, we will give you as many horses as you need. If you wipe them out, my people will help you fight.
What were they called again? The sea
The Sea Stalkers.
stalkers.
They live in the sea.
about that bonus for the captured guy. Remember I said I'd capture that leader for you if you wanted?
Yes,
Do you want that?
that would be most beneficial.
Okay.
We could
Well-
gather the information they are hiding.
So, what do you know about these bandits exactly?
I
Do you
know
have
they
location?
come from the edge of the ocean to the northwest, only a few days' travel. They send what you could call riders here. They send them weekly. If you could track them somehow, find where they are coming from, and stop them, we will be in your debt.
Consider it done.
We are anticipating an attack later tomorrow. If you will stay here, we will have you fight them and learn.
I look to everybody else.
Does
Yeah.
it sound like something we want to do?
Do we have another choice? I'm okay with it.
And bandits, bandits kill and steal from people. So it's okay to kill them because they're just
Who
awful.
was the man that interrupted my audience with the Zealot?
Charlie.
Charlie. He will join you.
Sorry, he was really rude. He's, yeah.
Is there anything we need?
I just love that all of us are just like mission, and he's like, "Who was it again?" And he's like, "Charlie.
Charlie.
He's gonna help you fight." And he's like, "Ah, fucking asshole!" I love it. It's great.
Is there anything that we need to identify as temporary citizens, something of the like, so that your people don't mistake
What
us?
do you mean?
I mean, we were stopped because we were coming into the city. Are your people going to stop us
We
here in the city?
regulate those who come and those who go. If you are to stay, you will be given no trouble.
Okay.
You will be treated as a citizen, and we have uncovered 2 locations that you may be able to rest at. My people number well over theirs, and housing has been rather difficult to come by.
Right.
Good luck.
Well, thank you for this opportunity.
Report back to me in no longer than 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
You said they're attacking tomorrow here,
That is what we anticipate.
so we'll stay, participate in the defense.
Follow their tracks
Dig
back.
up whatever information I can get. We can follow, we can follow their
I'm
tracks back.
very good at defense. It is one of my strongest suits of military and strategic battlements.
Make more of those firewalls.
Yes, the firewall is one of my favorites.
That was pretty badass.
Leave my audience.
Okay, goodbye.
And
Does she give us anything to indicate where the locations we might stay are? No? It says there's 2 places you could stay, go find them. Good luck.
She more or less would have implied slightly better than I had that they do have 2 taverns or inns.
Gotcha.
is there any like herb
You did
places?
pass by a couple of them. The one that you recognized was the Broken Stallion. That's the only one you saw the name of. Are there any what?
Herb places or like potion places, potion shops, stuff like that.
If you want to ask around, go ahead and make a. What's the roll for that?
Investigation.
Yeah, we don't have to gather information anymore. Roll
You
investigation.
could also do investigation using charisma.
Yeah.
I work
Plus
for
3, 20.
All right.
I have charisma.
You ask around, and they do actually have an herb house. It's a medicinal building that is sort of on the edge of town. They have a little garden wrapped around it.
Oh, I'd like to join you.
I'll go
Okay.
too.
So I'm gonna walk in there
Where are you
and
going?
ask for like
Herb shop.
what was it? Health potion herbs.
Okay.
And some poisonous herbs if they have any.
Okay. So you step into this strange building. It looks a bit different than the rest. It looks a bit more shambled, and there are vines that run up the walls.
Mhm.
It has a double swinging door, just like a saloon.
Yeehaw! I'd like to buy me some potions.
And you step in, and you see an old woman and what looks like a 6-year-old kid. She turns around and she says, "Oh, hello! And what can I get for you?"
And how are you, Mrs.
I'm-
Doubtfire?
It's Schoutmeyer to you.
Schoutmeyer.
Excuse you. How do you know my name?
Call it a lucky guess.
I would like to buy some of the good herbs and then some of the
We have many good
herbs.
and then some of those like stabbies
Yeah.
The
that
little,
bad herbs.
the little kid runs around the table and pulls up a little bag of green herbs. Is that what you request?
That and like if you have like the purple herbs or like the like bad herbs.
We do have a purple strain, yes. How much do you require?
Legend of Zelda.
How much do you have? It's just
Very expensive. How much do you have? Will you be buying rolling paper as well?
Gonna get high out of your mind, kid. I
These
think
are health potion herbs, right?
Oh! You mean for nutrients and such, or for healing wounds? The little kid puts the bags away.
Shabar's got a dank kush.
Grandma's Kush.
Yeah.
It just says Grandma's Kush house.
This is a herbs? Oh, herbs. Okay.
Hmm.
Would explain why Clayton talks so much. It's just
And
high.
then I'll buy 100 gold worth of both herbs, so like 200 gold.
Yes.
I have a lot of gold on me.
me too.
Give us a moment. We can get you 3 potions for 100 gold pieces, you said. Very well, hand them over.
What the hell,
And then-
Clayton? You're so rich.
Bounty hunting, man.
And what was it? I was gonna buy them the herbs so that I could buy like 3, or no, wait, twice that much because I'm gonna brew them on my own.
Oh. I'm not sure I would like to allow you to do that.
You know
This
how
is
to
how
make
I
those
make my
potions?
business. If I were to give you the materials that I use to make a more expensive product, my experience is going to be better than yours.
That's actually a really good point. Okay.
Very well. Daniel, get the fecking potions. Little kid runs to the back of the room, and he comes out with small little bottles. Oh, there's a fly in my drink. That's gross. God damn it, it was half full.
Like
Aw,
it flew into your drink.
I can hear it, but it's out now.
but it was in
That's
there.
weird.
What are those things called? Sea what?
Okay, so I have
The
3.
sea stalkers.
Yeah, you have 3. They're just basic health potions, so I believe it's 1d8
Does
plus
she
like
have any other types of potions or just basic
Oh, I was
health?
gonna walk up. Oh, sorry.
It depends
Mm,
on
I'll
what
put
you
your-
require.
Oh,
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have potions?
so let's do this.
We'll look at the shelf that has potions on them and
Sorry,
decide for
I did not
yourself.
see the shelf.
Just
What's on
check
the
one
shelf?
Potion.
You see, some of them look like dirty bottles with like dirt and water in them, and like leaves floating around.
Nutrients.
Some of them seem a bit more arcane, as though they move on their own, and some of the herbs are sort of meshed into like creams and solvents and stuff.
Labels?
The name.
I grab one of the really gross ones.
What is this?
And you eat that one? Oh no, you drink that one. Bring it here. My sight isn't as... Yes. This one, if you drink it, your form will no longer resist light, and light will pass through it. You will be invisible for a few moments.
Interesting. Nothing
Yeah.
I'm very, thank you. Do you have anything that can heal wounds?
Yes, that's what this gentleman just bought.
Oh, I would like a few of those.
All right, how much can you afford?
How much are they?
Well, we're having a special sale today that I came up with moments ago. 100 gold for 3 of them.
Wow, 100 gold for 3 of them sounds fair.
Yes.
I will give you 100 gold, and you shall give me 3 potions.
Very well. Daniel, get more fucking potions. Kid runs back and he comes back with more of the little salves.
Ah, thank you.
What?
Can I also have
what did
some
you get?
Poison. That's what I was asking about as well.
What kind of things do you want these poisons to do?
Go on like weapons and hurt things more.
Hurt them. So some kind of acidic solution. No, that would melt your weapons.
Actually, some acid would be fantastic.
We can
Yes.
brew you.
Pour acid on your whip.
Oh!
She'll say that.
I
She'll,
miss-
she says that out
The
loud.
kid goes behind the counter,
Yeah, pour acid
pulls
on
up
I
this
misheard you for
tiny,
half a
tiny
second.
little vial
What did you
with
think
what
I
looks
said?
like a dropper
On your
in
dick.
it. Is this
Ouch.
the kind of acid you're speaking of? Or do you want to melt locks and such?
I can't. Well, yes, locks and such. Let's go with that.
Daniel, put the acid away and bring him the other kind. He goes to the back, brings out this tiny like leather. It's a small bag that's about the size of maybe a couple of vials, and it sets it down and it kind of sloshes around a bit.
And then I'll buy 100 gold worth of that.
All right, you can have 2 of them. They're very hard to come by, very hard to make and dilute, just like the other kind. Is that all you require? I believe you were trying to speak to me.
You had some herbs out a moment ago. What do those do?
Well, some would call them mood lifters. They're also used by our elderly citizens as pain relievers.
Nothing special?
Well, they'll fuck your shit up if you have enough of them.
How much?
These are very cheap. It's one of our more common strains. That will be 20 golds for 2 grams.
Can I get that? And also some potions. The ones you were giving him.
And then,
And
like,
him.
Clayton just slides another 40 gold over. And then, like, winks.
Mrs. Schottmeyer,
And David comes
is
up.
this legal?
It's Shoutmeyer.
Schottmeyer,
The little
is
kid
this,
comes up, puts a bag.
I'll
Is-
buy the 3 potions and then that.
is this legal?
What do you mean by illegal? We are currently being possessed by an army that is not our own people.
Which
We
law
have-
do you follow then?
Whichever law makes me money.
There's
And,
no law for that.
I like you.
It is known as the law of nature.
You're a good old lady. I like you.
Money does not
We're
appear
coming
in
back.
nature.
I'm spitting.
Very well. What?
I said money and currency does not appear in nature. There's trades.
Yes, but you can utilize nature and trade certain values.
Damn it, woman! You're selling drugs. Is this legal?
Yes.
I've never actually considered
Shut
that.
up, pirate.
Probably.
Does it
Shall I
matter?
ask the cards?
Daniel, the little kid, he's like super young, 6, big eyes. He runs up, hands you a code legal, and you see in this area certain medicinal herbs are allowed to be
Everything's in order.
Actually, make an intelligence check.
Oh shit.
3!
You feel like pretty much everything she has in stock, all the amounts, everything, perfectly up to date.
Damn! Everything seems in order.
You look around at the building and like skim through the code legal. You're like, yep, this is all up to code, definitely. You hand it back to the kid, and he winks at you. He puts it back.
Manage equipment, custom item, that good kush.
Will that be all?
Do you?
Yes, thank you.
What type of healing potions are you guys getting? Just regular?
I
Yep,
don't
but
know.
basic
I just
potions.
asked for healing potions and she gave them to me.
They function identical to the ones you're more familiar with, the fancy red kind.
Do you have ones that are the next step up? 'Cause it was like
The fancy
steps.
redder kind.
What kind of
Yeah,
fancy
darker
healing
red.
potions are you trying to
I'm asking for a green one.
What's the base price?
It's an uncommon
Oh.
potion. I don't know.
Okay. That's an interesting question. Come with me. She goes out to the back of the building.
Alright. I'll follow.
You follow her, and she opens
Weird.
this cellar that goes down, and you just see a bunch of weird shit. It smells terrible in here. You go down, and you see like little patches of mushrooms and stuff growing.
And Perry was never seen again.
I feel like this is either a good idea or I'm going to die.
She goes to the back. She says, "You're looking for a large bottle of that fancy red stuff, yes?
Yeah.
Well, I can give you some for about 75 gold a bottle.
We'll buy 2.
Very well. Avert your eyes."
I will close my eyes.
Okay.
However, my raven will keep their eyes open. So I
Okay.
can see
And you
what's
look
going
through the
on.
eyes. She goes over, and you hear a creak of wood as she pulls up the little tray of mushrooms back,
Mhm.
and the raven sees a little trough of red fluid. She pulls out like a beaker, scoops it up, and puts like an elastic thing over it. She comes back to you, and you hear that creak again. She says, "There you are, after the money.
I'll get mine.
Well, thank you very much."
So I have 2 greater healing potions.
What?
Versus a 1.
It was
I
75 each.
gave.
Oh.
I bought 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I give 150.
Okay. And then she'll go get another one.
Scoop.
They return a few
How
moments
big is
later.
that trough?
About the size of this table.
Holy crap, she has a lot of potions.
She's been doing this for a while, man.
She's an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
An
Is
old,
there anything else
old
anyone
man.
require? I seem to have addressed everything. Daniel, show them the fucking door. Kid runs
know where
over
the door
and
is.
swings open the door.
Goodbye, thank you.
Thank you, I'll be back.
Goodbye, Daniel.
Alrighty then. She continues writing in a little notebook.
Well,
ledger.
we have a day. What shall we do?
Well, I bought drugs. I was gonna just do that for the rest of the day.
Oh, you
probably.
bought medicinal
The
herbs.
sun's gonna set in about an hour,
You bought
and
medicinal
people generally
herbs.
wind down a couple hours after sunset.
Now, if you
I
had
bought
illegal
medicinal-
drugs, well, then that would
I
be a
bought
problem.
medicinal
You know, man,
herbs.
I'm also not feeling well, so I'm gonna take some of my medicinal herbs now.
I did not realize how quickly you got gotten sick.
Oh, unless you
it's-
have
Man, that
plans.
carriage, every time I just ride in that carriage, I just start not feeling very well.
Yeah,
You
how
carried
very
sick.
strange.
Yeah, I know. It's my cart too, which is weird.
You get motion sickness.
I am not an idiot. I understand you need these medicinal herbs.
Okay, and then I walk off.
Did you have plans for the day? Did you want to do something?
Oh, I was thinking about enjoying the sun.
The sun's going down.
Well, we could also
Now
go.
then I shall enjoy the night.
We could go to the
inn?
Broken Stallion.
Yeah, let's go
Get
there.
a room.
Get a room.
That's an idea.
See
That's
if maybe
the-
they at least have two.
That's
the inn.
one of the
The tavern.
buildings. Yeah, that's one of the two. And as you were going around the town, kind of searching and asking, you actually did see the sign for another one. It is called the Six-Toothed Snake.
6 teeth.
I will still recommend the Broken Stallion.
All right.
6 teeth.
I just want to let you know that Micah is in the chat, and ever since that fly went in your drink, he has not stopped making fly jokes. Like fly being
saw
in
the
things.
one.
Yeah, there's a lot that are really funny. Like,
If anything, I'm
what's
actually-
worse than finding a fly in your soup, getting hit by a bus?
That's true. I'm actually very
No,
sad.
I
because
liked the.
This was good.
Why did you call for backup? First day as a cop. Why did you call for backup? There's a fly on my suit. SWAT team leader. What exactly do you think we do? The SWAT team.
Oh man.
Anyways,
I like that.
Well, lead the way then. You know
Yeah.
where we're going.
Yeah.
All right, you lead him up the
Yeah.
road. A couple of the knights sort of gawk at you, making fun of the way you look. And
That's so fun.
oh, do we look funny? Do you want to fight? I'm just
Well,
kidding. I
yes,
said it.
you can.
you make your way into the Broken Stallion. It's not exactly a thematic tavern. It looks very, very classical. A younger man is running it. He looks to be maybe in his mid-30s or so. And he's got a couple of people running around. It's actually pretty packed in here. It's quiet. Most of the people are kind of winding down, just waiting for the day to pass by. Not much goes on here outside of the raids.
Did-
I
I
ask
assume
for a
it-
round of drinks and give him a gold coin.
Okay.
I assume it acts as an inn as well.
Yes.
Perfect.
Can I ask about a room?
You want a room?
Yeah.
All right. Well, right now there's a pretty high demand for them. It's going to be 15 gold a night.
A night.
How many people does each room sleep?
Didn't
Depends on how
Captain Blair gave us a place that we could stay, did she not?
She means this place.
She means
I
yeah.
thought she. Are you serious?
Yes.
Do you have somewhere for my carriage and horses?
Yeah, the street.
Excuse me, sir. I know that the rooms are in high demand, but we are soldiers here. Captain Blair has
That's-
instructed
look,
us
dude,
to stay
not
here.
two.
They kicked out about 150 people, right, including the Reeve. They're all the way down there, just having a good time in Arkenberg. I'm trying to make a living. They brought in 300 people.
Yes.
They didn't exactly fill out the houses. They're trying to stock this place up, draining my reserves dry.
Oh, you must
I gotta
be
make
making
up for
a lot
that.
of money, though.
I'll give him 20 gold.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
must be.
I'll give him 20 gold and say, I'll take a room for the night. And I'll go out and finish getting all
Appreciate
my
it.
carts and
Okay.
stuff ready.
He puts
And
up
I'm
a
pretty-
flagon of ale and pours it out.
What I mean is how many beds are in each room?
Well, there's one.
Yeah.
How much?
15.
15. Thanks a bunch.
Sure.
He hands you a key.
I'll do the 50.
Walks aren't exactly amazing, but they'll keep a drunk from walking in.
I'll do the 15.
I'll keep the trunks out.
I will go and pull out 15 gold and say,
I hope you business get better for you.
Thanks.
Clank.
Now, none of you are exactly from around here, and you're not wearing their fancy suits. What's happening?
Oh, we're trying to bring the people of Arkenberg back. We're going to bring these Black Knights and help them get rid of some bandits so that they can leave and the people can come back and gather the horses so that they can win their war.
Quite the speech, but
We're basically hired to kill people and bring the horses back.
all right, that's a different statement than what he gave.
We
But,
are not. We are here to help.
all right,
Don't.
well,
They're bad people. It's cool.
if you make a good change here, you'll always be welcome here. If somehow we can get people coming in and out, I wouldn't have to charge so much for the rooms. If I get my business back, you guys are welcome to stay whenever.
Nod.
Oh, I see.
Go upstairs.
All right.
His issue is that there's nobody visiting. So,
Someone's allowed to visit.
yeah.
All right, you guys all go to bed?
Yeah. But I move all my stuff from my cart to the room before I go to bed, and I'll do that when
He
I wake up in the
unpacks.
morning. Just so that I don't get anything stolen, because I have a lot of stuff in the cart.
It's a little hard to sleep, mostly because the noise downstairs doesn't really quiet up. As you guys kind of wind down, the tavern below actually wakes up. And people are shouting, hollering, ordering maybe a couple too many drinks, maybe not paying as much as they should. And it's tough to sleep. I need everyone to make a constitution roll.
Could I argue something for you, sir?
Yes, you could.
I slept on the battlefields at certain times when I was in the military. Would I not be used to trying to force myself to fall asleep?
I'd say, yeah, you do have a bit of personal training to where you have like a mantra.
Sure.
You recite, so you can have advantage.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure I live in I live in an inn.
You travel, and
What's the
no
roll?
inn is ever this rowdy, this late.
What's the roll that I'm making?
Just Constitution.
Oh, fantastic.
That's
Oh,
great.
all right.
Poop.
21.
Oh my God.
I
Wow.
rolled a
20.
19.
10.
Okay. Cindrix?
12.
All right. For some reason, you just crack open a book. You're like, this is what I usually do before I go to sleep.
I'm used to drowning everything out.
Yeah, you get completely invested in the story, and somehow that story turns into your dream. You miss the middle.
I say I'm used to drowning everything out because sometimes things can be loud when I'm organizing.
You're used to motion sickness. You crack out some herb, blackout. Fast and easy.
Alright.
I like that. I want that to be the name of the drug forever. It's
The
just
herb?
Just herb.
It's just herb, and that's it.
Conrad, you get to sleep 2 or 3 times. They wake you up every once in a while with a loud bang, like it
Right.
shakes your bed a little bit. You're like, shit, got the wrong room. But you manage to get that rest.
Okay.
Cindrix, it's a bit rough. The noise isn't exactly the stuff you're used to.
Damn
People
music.
crying and dying.
Yeah.
Now it's just
Crying and dying. Oh
now it's
God.
music and dancing.
No, they're happy. Now I like it.
I want to be down there. Alright, the night winds through. Eventually, everybody wakes up. Those of you who head downstairs, which would be 4 of you, because
Probably.
why the fuck not? This is a necessary description.
Well-
You're downstairs. It's quiet. Nobody there except for the keeper.
Oh, for extra flavor,
Yes.
I wake up early in the morning before everybody else does and knock on the doors and say, "Let's go, time to move."
It's still dark.
I go down and I order more beer.
Do not drink. We have a mission to accomplish today. Afterwards, you can drink.
I'll go back to sleep if he doesn't bother to come in or wait for us to
Yeah, he
walk
knocks
out.
on the door. He says, "Wake up!" And then Conrad goes downstairs. He's like, "That'll be five copper for a couple."
I'll do a silver.
Dude, you already paid me 5 gold. I'm not gonna. That's not right. It's 5 copper. Get the flag into that
Yeah.
tree.
Get up, soldiers. Let's move.
I'm not a soldier, I'm a pirate.
You are now.
Do you know how long it takes to put boots on that go up to your thighs? Give me a few minutes.
Do you understand what it's like to put on half-plate armor? I am scaled. I have horns. Get over it. Start moving.
I can relate to that one.
And a trumpet.
have played it.
Just give me a few minutes.
You have 15 seconds.
Here you go. I hand him an alchemist fire and walk away. No, just.
We're at war today. You need to be awake.
And an alchemist fire.
Do you wake up like super early and then prepare your spells, or do you have like a bit of stuff you do before?
Yeah, he goes to bed maybe if the time allows it at like 9 or 10,
Yeah.
and he wakes up at 4 in the morning, and then he reads his Bible, and then he prepares his spells, then he puts on his armor, and then he gets ready for the day, and then he's ready at 5 in the morning, and then if he comes out, nobody else is awake. He's like, "Blah," and he goes to wake them up. Perry's like, I'm putting on boots, and I'm like, no!
Oh, she's
Look
not
at
doing
these
that. She's
laces.
still in bed.
There's like 40
That's her
of them.
excuse.
Okay, I don't know that.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I have to ready my spells too. Just give me a few minutes.
And then I get all decked
I
out
don't eat
again.
breakfast
You could probably,
anyways.
like hog tie a deer with one of your shoelaces.
Probably. Unless they're like
Breakfast
zipper.
is the most important meal of the day.
I don't eat breakfast.
Eggs, bacon.
I don't
eat
eat
all of it.
breakfast.
You drank breakfast.
Yeah.
Conrad, I told you not to drink.
Liquid bread.
Breakfast is a couple copper.
Probably about 15 minutes after
Unless
he
you
wants
guys
us
wanna go
down
for
there,
breakfast.
I finally come down.
Y'all make bean juice?
Bean juice?
Like those hard beans, you put hot water on them, makes flavorful bean juice. Got tea?
We have some tea.
Alright, I'll take tea.
We don't do refried beans in the
You
morning.
know, tea sounds
No, like
fantastic actually.
like a hard bean, you crush it and then you put a filter, you pour it over. No?
We don't have beans.
Alright, that's far away, never mind.
Conrad, you drink.
I will I'll also get.
You
All
dirty
right,
sinner.
I want 10 laps around the tavern. You can sweat it out. Go, move! Move, 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 move!
Why?
Believe
Tea
it or
is just a
not,
couple copper for a small, like
Yep.
an oolong cup.
I don't know.
I will pay a silver.
Okay.
Wait, how
I
much
suppose
you say
I'm
it
used
was
to
for
being a
silver?
general.
A couple copper.
A cup of copper.
Just don't be flimsy on the battlefield today.
Take one of these
Of course.
away and give myself
Um,
some copper.
And then I'm gonna see if they have like a trough of like clean water or like somewhere that is like has
would
clean water.
choose-
I'm gonna bring soap and like wash because I have soap in my inventory.
You go to their water supply and you're like, time to
Yeah, they
bathe.
probably have I think, like a couple barrels around the building for rainwater.
No, but like, is there a place specifically to like bathe?
There's a lake about 15-minute walk from here.
Too far away. It's fine. Never
Okay.
mind.
Hey Logan, am I able to choose?
Soap in the tea.
Am I able to choose the heat of the water that comes out of my decanter of endless water?
No.
No,
It's cold.
It's always lukewarm, I would say.
can't make my own tea.
No.
I can boil water for you.
I can't do it.
People
Fire
can cast
comes out of my
spells.
hands.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I can do that too.
I will
but
heat
guess
your
it's-
tea.
It's all gone.
Cups burned.
Yeah.
He's just like at the table in the back. There's really no one else here, so he's kind of listening in. He says, I'd at least suggest that you don't run around casting spells in here.
I don't know any of
It
that
makes
stuff.
people nervous.
You know what?
There's
I
also a
actually
dude
prefer
outside
much
waiting
better.
for you.
Oh, there's a dude.
Is it
And
Charlie?
I walk out there.
Charles? What was
Is it
his name?
Charlie?
It's Charlie.
Yes,
Good morning, sir.
Charlie. Hey.
Hello.
What was it? Did you get like the notice from your boss? You know, that person who's actually in charge.
I'd be happy to see you die in the battlefield,
Oh yeah, ditto.
and not myself.
And we will be glad
But-
to see your survival.
It's a strange thing to say.
What does Charlie look
Yeah.
like?
He's got a little curled mustache
Oh God.
and
He's
a
a.
bucket helm. He looks pretty stupid.
Alright.
As much
Studded
as
letters on his chest.
as much as you seem to hate us and we seem to be jerks, I don't exactly just want people to die.
Well, the world is an interesting place, and people die all the time. Snitches especially.
Mm-hmm.
Of
That'd
course,
be
it's
that
not
one.
my
That would suck for the
authoritative-
monster hunters
yes.
in.
No, I. The rumor.
Well, I was gonna give you one of my potions of healing before I went into battle, but and I walk away.
But nah. You like back into
Is
the
he
tavern,
five?
door swings.
5? I don't know how old it is.
I love it.
How old are you? 10? Quite
I am
short.
preparing spells right now. Sorry,
Alright.
Cindrix would have already done this.
She's like 5'3".
That's where you get short. 5'4", kind of tall. 5'3", short.
Let's see.
For
Let me confirm.
5.
5'4" is tall, guys.
Yeah, she's 5'3".
Super tall. I'm not short at all.
5'4"?
I'm 5'4". Spencer's 5'4".
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Elspeth
no.
is a big lady.
Elspeth would literally just be a unit.
A dwarf.
A dwarf, yeah.
Didn't write down how tall I am. I think I'm
So
like
you guys wrap up your breakfast and you
6
all
feet tall.
make your way out.
Yeah.
Well, I know they generally like to pick different fields to attack. They come pretty abruptly, but if we're lucky, we'll be lucky.
How far away are the fields?
Depends on which direction we're going. I would actually assume, since they've made their way around, they'll either be back to the south with the horses that you passed when I approached you, or they'll be further to the west.
Okay, and how far away are those fields from each other?
Well, about 20-minute ride. They're very vast. It's more of a direction. It's all a single field.
Oh, okay.
They're hunting the outlying horses, not so much the ones in the in our little barracks yet.
I have an idea.
What's your idea? I don't care.
How about we stay 10 minutes, like, in between both sites, and I have this, I pull out my telescope, I'm like, I'll just keep an eye on both of them, when we see the bandits, we'll go kill them all.
If we stay spaced out that far, one of us will die. Maybe two.
I think he means all of us stay together right in the middle of each field. So if you have field 1 and field 2, we're here watching for them to come to either one.
I'm
With his
sorry, are
telescope.
you discussing battle tactics?
However,
Yes.
I feel like a problem is if they come on animals, by the time we get to the other field, they'll already have what they want and leave.
True, I can see that as a problem. Never mind.
Well, there's a reason I'm not a general.
So, what's our strategy? Where are they coming from? Do you know?
As I said, they come from different directions and they seem to have been circling our location. So, I'd assume either a bit far south, where I approached you, those horses that you were passing, they'll go for those, or they'll go to the west.
All right. So, why don't we set up a battalion of soldiers on each one? And
We don't have a battalion.
It's just us.
Yeah.
It's just us.
Well then, splitting up is a bad idea.
They have strike teams, and those of us in larger numbers, they simply don't approach. So if we were to leave the city, the town, it's not something that they want to do. It's not my choice.
They're going to attack the town. I understand that.
Eventually, that's why they're staying in the center.
So, they're going to attack from the west. Why the west? Is there a gate?
We would assume either the west or the south because they've gone to the north and the east. And they've depleted the fields.
Oh,
It's been very difficult.
so they are attacking
Likely
the
to
fields
be-
outside of town.
Where was the last one that they attacked?
They mentioned that.
They haven't
twice.
crossed any gates yet. Any fences.
Understood.
What
So they
order
will
did
go
they
to
attack the previous location?
Yeah.
Was it east, north, or northeast?
Seems to be sporadic. I believe initially they attacked north. They saw the town, they vanished, then more came to the north, then the east. Could be west. Could not.
Have they attacked all 4 areas before?
We should have prepared a clairvoyance.
They seem to be rather,
What is a clairvoyance?
That allows me to
it's
see
almost
other
like a
areas.
call. As
What
if they
about
don't
that
want to
thing you did with
completely-
the sticks?
Spyglass
don't
is
see.
clairvoyance, yes?
Oh my god. I'm prepared for today.
Uh, I vote south.
Never mind, I did not.
I just flipped a coin.
I vote west,
Why do you vote west?
because he voted south.
Can we please stop fighting? We need to work together in order to defeat them.
If it's sporadic, there's no real way to tell.
What's the distance between the two farm
20
areas?
minutes.
It's more of a surrounding location. It's not specific. There are grazing areas, I'd say about 20-minute ride.
20 minutes.
So if we pick wrong, we're screwed.
Look out. Horses are everywhere.
We can't hope to take them split it up. We'll have to guess.
I have heard
Where are
rumors
the
from...
most horses?
Or we could scout.
What rumors did you hear?
Yes, it is a bit important. Thank you for listening to me for once. Jesus Christ.
I hear everything.
Yes.
Who is Jesus Christ?
A friend of mine. We like to say his name is an insult.
Ah,
I think I've heard of your friend.
Yes, he's rather popular.
Yes.
What was I saying? Rumors.
Rumors.
Yes, there's a reason that they come to Lockheim and not just the distant fields they do come in. Seems as though you're familiar with bandits, right?
Yes.
You look the type.
I am not a bandit.
It seems like they like a challenge. They like to fight.
It's odd.
So
either way,
maybe they will come to us, just so that they can fight us.
I wouldn't doubt.
possible.
Well, maybe we can put our hopes and place our bets on that.
Go south.
They are unique fighters. I can't describe them to you,
Have
but there's
you
a...
fought them before?
Not me personally. I've heard stories.
Ooh.
There's a reason they're called sea stalkers. That's all I know.
Creepy folks.
Fantastic.
Well, let's go west then. Because that's the way you. I said south, but then you said west, and then like now we're just gonna go west because I'm agreeing with you, and I'm trying to bury the hatchet. Although I don't actually have any hatchets to bury, but you know what I mean.
Let us go to the western side. We can maybe make a distraction or something on that side to entice them to fight us.
Because if they're coming from the north, it makes more sense that they would go to the west rather than go fully behind us before they've done the other 3 sections.
I suppose that does make a little sense.
I think it's Vincent.
Just what
Will
I
you
was
see through
assuming.
Vincent's eyes? Will you see through the ice? How do you do
Jacob,
that?
I think I'm going to break
Is
the
it
fourth
for
wall
the
right
front
now.
familiar?
I need to pull up a map. And I'm
Oh.
not getting... Where do you have them?
I'll pull up.
Because isn't that
Oh,
one
oh,
where
oh,
yeah,
it's
like a
within
battle.
100 feet of
If
you?
you can take a break if you want to. We can get it ready.
Jake and I
Let's take a break.
All right, we will be back, guys, in a few
It
minutes.
specifies it.
All
As we
right.
get a map ready.
Yeah,
and then
you
we're
can't
gonna
see out
kill
of its
things.
eyes.
We also
Totally.
might go pee.
I
Yeah,
typically try to keep it within the 100 feet.
Yeah.
Why?
for a minute.
Boom.
Hello.
I probably said boom as we came
Oh yeah,
back.
you definitely
Very
did.
slightly.
You probably heard
We're
it.
back.
Kablam.
Watch this.
Kerpow.
Boom.
We're a comic book
Ka-choo!
now. Ka-chow.
Batman noises.
Ka-chow.
All right.
We're Lightning McQueen now.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to find a D20.
At my
I
high
did.
school
Does he
graduation,
not have any D20s?
I wanted a second
Alright.
set so I can roll advantage.
at my high school graduation, a girl walked across the stage and said "ka-chow."
Oh,
You know,
If somebody-
I know you guys wait for us to come back so you can watch us play D&D, but
No.
this is way more entertaining.
um,
They heard the boom.
okay.
Boom.
Boom.
If you want to take a shot of that,
I got it.
I don't know.
I'll put it on the Discord and I'll put it in the chat, and they should be able to.
Sorry, we don't have the board camera working because the camera actually broke. So
Yeah,
we'll be
no.
getting a new one pretty soon thanks to all of your donations.
We got a network of the same cameras, and they're all on the same operating system, so it's a huge problem to try and get them all to work at the same time. And it
You
didn't
guys
work.
know we constantly have problems on this stream.
Every single stream does.
No, why am I missing a D20?
Gasp. It's probably because the cat is a
The
dice
entire
menace.
party
I'll
is
check.
standing in a field right now.
Yes.
I
Probably
believe
sounded
our
really
good
weird.
friend Clayton has climbed up on a rock,
Yes.
and you have pulled out your
Short bow.
binocular. Oh, your short bow.
And my telescope. Yeah, I'm
He's
gonna
like,
keep an eye on
All right. What exactly does that do? If you could read its.
I think it's advantage on perception checks, right?
it. I have no idea. Probably.
Or it lets you see more distance or something. I don't know.
It's something like that.
That works.
While we wait, I have nothing else prepared other than the encounter, so we shall wait.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Objects
oh my
viewed
dice
through the
roll.
spyglass are magnified to twice their size.
All right. The wolf. Okay.
Oh, you have a spyglass.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a trillionaire.
Those things are expensive.
You guys.
I've killed a lot of monsters.
You guys wait, and time passes. More time passes. An hour goes by.
Okay.
Another hour. It's about maybe a couple hours till noon. You get a little restless. It gets kind of boring and quiet. The horses have found their way around you. They're no longer afraid of you as they were when you entered the area. They're kind of grazing around. And you're looking out with your spyglass, and you see a few figures off in the distance.
And let everyone know, guys, there's something. I'll let you know when I know what it is.
You're looking out, and one of them comes into clarity before the rest. They're definitely all mounted figures. It looks like they're riding something.
Okay. Oh boy.
And as you look, and they begin to become less blurred and more clear, they're not riding horses. Each one of them is riding a very different creature, and as they approach a bit closer, you now see them on the horizon. And
While they're approaching, I'm gonna take out some ammunition and coat it in poison.
okay,
I am also going to cast.
they're all riding very different creatures.
I will cast a third level aid again
Okay.
before the fight happens. You three get 10 hit points added to your maximum.
Cool.
So
And
you
just
can
so you
heal
guys
it
know,
back is the nice thing.
just so you guys know, if you do override, then it will change when you long rest. You can tell it to change back maximum health.
Cool.
I have mage armor on myself, just
Okay.
so you know.
Mage armor, what were you casting, Sindrix?
Aid.
Yep.
And then that lasts for 8 hours. I have a couple more preparatory spells.
You probably would have cast it a little while ago. No.
Yeah, and then I will also cast.
You pull out your big ass sword.
Yep.
All right.
And I wait.
Concentration.
As they all come into view, every one of you gets a pretty decent evaluation of what they
your
look like.
maximum increases by 10.
I'm gonna have you guys
Okay.
roll initiative right now.
All right.
I had spells I still wanted to cast. I'm sorry.
You can cast one more.
Why do I keep
I had
rolling
hours.
What? Oh, you're like all this.
This is
super
all
fresh?
before.
Okay.
We weren't
okay.
even in this
Alright,
yet. I
sorry.
was like, okay, if we're here, then I'm gonna prepare.
My bag.
This one
Okay.
was rolling fantastic. You get to go on the throne.
7 plus
You
5.
get to go on
Can
the
I
throne.
have a large?
What?
So, like, 22.
Can't do math.
A large what?
You know I'm retarded.
Logan, I'm going to cast Guardian of Faith as well. I need a large creature size.
I'll get one.
Okay.
Mm, yeah.
And
Do you have
then
a preference on how
Oh, there's an alligator right there.
No, I don't want a stupid alligator. Give me something
You're a
cool.
stupid alligator. Okay.
You want the overmage?
No. Something looks like a spirit guardian.
The shield guard.
That's perfect.
What
Okay.
form does this thing take?
Uh,
It just looks like this.
I will say it takes. So let me read the spell.
Okay.
Call for spirits to protect you. They flit around that spirit guardians. It is guardian of faith. Sorry. A large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The guardian occupies that space and is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of your deity. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed a dex saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on the failed save and half as much on the successful one. Once it deals 60 damage, it's done. I'm going to cast that. It lasts 8 hours, and I am literally going to have him kind of right here, floating near the rock, kind of protecting the rock almost.
So
And if
sort
any
of a-
creature comes, I'll keep track of it. Any creature moves near it, it'll just strike it.
Okay.
And then,
Doesn't it specify that the creature has to be hostile towards you?
yeah, the creature does have to be hostile towards me. So it does. My friends won't trigger it.
Yeah.
And then I will also, and this one is concentration. I am going to cast Spirit Guardians. When Cindric said
The
he's
other
really
two
good at defense, he's
weren't
amazing. At it.
concentration?
None of these are
Okay.
concentration.
Can you start putting these coming from?
Wow.
Yeah, this one is
From over
concentration, which is why it's the only one I'm
Yeah,
casting.
they're
Are they
riders.
riding?
Yeah.
This one is Spirit Guardians. I call forth spirits to protect me. They flit around me in a distance of 15 feet during the duration. So 15-foot radius out from me is this aura of Spirit Guardians that are there. What kind? I would want them to be like little fire dragons if I could.
Okay. You get
Um,
a bunch of little pseudo dragons.
Yeah, basically. And when I cast a spell, I designate a number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. Everybody here,
Okay.
including Charlie.
Yay.
An affected creature's speed is halved in this area, so the bad guys are. They are, and they take damage at the start of their turn. They also have to make a wisdom saving throw not to take the damage. At the start of their, if they're evil, if I'm good, the bad guys take radiant damage. If I'm evil, they take necrotic damage. I assume they take radiant damage.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm
Those
done.
Okay.
Those are all three not concentration?
The last one is concentration.
Okay. I was like, dang.
Yeah, those spells. Cleric spells are crazy.
All right.
I have poison.
I did use like 3 spells last
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
that, so it's like,
You tipped your shit in poison.
I casted a bunch of spells.
You turn the entire place into a fortress.
Yes.
Sword.
You put your hand on the hilt of your sword.
They're that close already?
No, we're just
These are the horses that are grazing.
Oh, why is there
And
one
then-
over there?
Those aren't horses.
Huh?
Oh, that one?
What are the
Oh, no.
beans?
Those are the
beans
horses.
Okay, there should be no horses over there.
Well,
They're
he
wild
said,
though.
Paul, put them in a random spot, and that's where we put. That's where they ended
Cindrix
up.
would go, why are the horses so far away? And I'd get them to come closer to us before I don't care where they were coming from. I'd bring them into where
These are untamed horses.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just grazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just there. We're not
Yeah.
protecting them.
No.
No.
You're protecting them because they're an extension of the livestock. They're just not tamed.
Yeah.
So is there any way we could move them?
Maybe a good animal handling roll.
You
Or
probably spent
spook
some
them.
time trying to shoo them, but they just came
All right,
back.
they'll probably run then. Don't worry
We're-
about it. I thought they were like domesticated.
No.
Never mind.
We're
Totally
basically there to be targets.
fine. So I'm trying to avoid it. It's okay. Initiative.
Yes. So far, I only.
Why
have
did I
one.
roll with advantage?
Don't.
Because
I
you're
got a dirty
stupid.
20.
And you're
Yeah.
not mean.
Why did it?
Because I get
Oh.
mean.
Okay. And you are. Okay.
Wait,
Sweet boy.
what's
You-
your addition to that?
8.
8.
Negative
With
1.
advantage.
Wow.
Oh, the 2 and a
Spencer.
6.
Plus 5 with initiative.
Dang.
I'm forgetting your name for a second.
Yes.
Elspeth.
I will be the first all the time.
Oh.
I can't
Oh,
do
he
very
sees the
much, but I
flies.
can be
Oh, no.
first.
What do you see?
He sees the fly.
Are we doing crits?
For initiative?
Yeah.
Sure.
Dash 20.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
All right. They come into view, and
Ah!
you get a bit of clarity on them as they begin
Is
to
this them
approach.
coming into view right here?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
god, they have a lion.
The deep
Dino?
lurker, that is actually probably one of the strangest mounts you have ever seen and ever will see. Are you familiar with a sea anemone?
Mm-hmm.
How they have like that thing in the middle, the empty space, and then
Mhm.
all the tentacles around them.
Uh-huh.
Tentacles are wrapped and are moving this thing.
Ew.
And in the center is a human, humanoid. They're standing and they have a crossbow ready. They
It's
look,
just a guy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Every one of them looks a little bit different.
Which one is the
The look at the one with the claws.
this one?
Yeah. They look like normal humans to begin with. They've very clearly been augmented.
Oh, jeez.
A couple of them have what look like eel tails coming off of the back, as if they're kind of like the edges of a cape, and they're crackling with energy. One of them, yeah, the other two seem to have sort of shimmering skin, and it changes and shifts based on the way that the light hits it, almost like they're chromatic, and they're able to change. And
Okay.
another one is covered in spines.
Amazing.
Sticks that jut out of it. The wolf on the table is actually a very, very large eel that looks very long, and it has spines coming out of its back. This
And they're
person
gonna
is
be-
riding it.
Eel.
The eel has legs. They look like dog legs.
Ew.
There is another very strange amorphic creature that constantly seems to shift as it approaches you, as if it takes a different form every step it takes. For those of you viewing, if you're familiar with a cuttlefish, this is essentially a giant cuttlefish.
Ew.
And the other one, that is the lion, looks like it's covered in taste buds.
That's gross.
It resembles a starfish.
Oh.
And all their riders, creatures, approach you. Syndrix, you're up first.
I'm
What
up
happens
first?
there? Yeah.
Wow. So
You crit.
Lead them to the rock and to me.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I end my turn.
The horses don't get hurt?
Nope.
Okay.
I can designate the creatures. I would
Yeah.
not designate the horses.
You just look out every horse.
Yeah, so in a 15-foot radius from me are a bunch of little tiny dragons just kind of
Okay.
floating around the area.
Swarming around you.
Yeah.
All right, Clayton.
I'm gonna move up a little bit, just to the edge of the rock,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot that guy with my bow.
The rider or
the
the
wolf
mount?
rider,
Yeah.
the person or the mount. This is the giant eel being ridden by the person that has the two eels coming off of his back. Eel for an eel.
I'll just shoot them all at the eel guy.
All right, the eel guy. Roll them attacks.
Okay. Actions. There we go. 6. First one's 16,
Okay, that'll hit.
and the second one is 17.
Both hit. Roll damage.
Okay. 66. 5 plus. 1 second. They also have to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw, but right now it's at
Okay. To resist what?
poison.
Poison. Constitution. You shot them both
You're
at the
looking
same
at
guy,
two.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. He succeeds.
Just scroll.
How much damage does he take?
5
Are you shooting him with a bow or a crossbow?
Bow.
All right. Launch a couple arrows. 11 damage.
Yes.
All right. The cuttlefish rider, who is the horse mini, he sees that Syndrix is completely covered in tiny little dragons.
I shield up and I'm just like, come and get me.
He is going to head toward the wolf rider, and he is going to launch an arrow at you.
How far towards the wolf rider?
He's like going around the area of effect,
So he's like over
and he
here.
goes 40 feet.
So
Okay.
he's about over here.
Yeah. He's going to launch.
So wait, before he attacks, he goes around it and I'm like, good strategy. And as he kind of pulls back the bow, I flick my fingers over towards him and a bright flare just explodes in front of his face.
Okay.
That's my reaction. He has disadvantage on the attack.
All right. That is a. Oh, look at that. This gentleman. 15.
Ping! It's my shield.
All right. Shit. Fuck you. Perry.
He's built for this.
Yeah. I know.
Just gonna
As
kind
you
of-
reflect that arrow, you hear a couple of them shout orders. Does anyone speak Aquan or Primordial?
I speak
Yes,
Aquan.
primordial.
Oh, darn it.
Wow.
No.
It's very muddled and it sounds very, very strange. Out of water,
Uh-huh.
it is almost built to be spoken underwater. And as they're speaking, you essentially hear them say, "Avoid that one."
The Dragonborn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look over.
A couple others just agree. They shout.
And I'm like, okay, all right.
The horse one's
Guess
the
this is
smart
how we're
boy.
doing it. So I can see this dude,
Yeah.
and I'll
Huge distance.
unclasp the book.
Jacob.
Okay.
The one that you and I talked about. That I have.
It's a great
Gleaming.
Roaming Codex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I imagine I also use that kind of as my spell book in a way.
Okay.
In a way, it's like I have like my notes inside of
Yeah.
it, type of thing, and I'll flip that
You found
open.
some blank pages.
In the margins.
Yeah, found some blank pages,
Yeah.
margins, and I'll flip and I'll like say some of the words, and I almost like pull, as if pulling from the book. That's how I'm imagining like these type of spells go.
Which volume is this?
6.
Okay.
Almost as if pulling from the book, but not actually, because
Yeah.
I have no idea what's actually in it. I point, unless you want to do it this way, I point at this one,
Mhm.
and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. I am casting Phantasmal Killer.
Damn.
Okay. What does he have to be?
The mount needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Unless they're separate.
They are. So, wisdom. What's it have to be?
It needs to be a 16.
That's a 6, my friend.
All right. It is.
And which mount is this? The wolf?
The wolf mount.
Okay.
It is frightened, and at the end of each of its turns, it can make the save again, or take 4d10 psychic damage,
Alright.
which will also take root. No. 7, 16, 22, and it currently takes 23 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then it is frightened, and at the end of each of its turns, it can try to remake the save. Otherwise, it takes the damage again. It lasts for a minute. Concentration.
Okay. So yeah, you see. Is anyone near you?
Yeah, 2 people, Elsbeth and,
good friend and
your
Elsbeth.
good friend.
Yeah. So they see you pull out this extremely ancient looking book. Like the leather is the skin of a creature that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
She pulls it out, flips through volumes that almost hurt to look at as you just kind of glance them, even at your peripheral vision. And she pulls what looks like the remains of a spirit out of one of the pages.
Oh,
and
jeez.
flings her fingers, and you hear like a screaming sigh as it just gets
And
launched across
only
the field.
only the wolf can see it once it
Yeah.
connects. So
And the moment that it hits it, this eel just begins to writhe and shake and screech. And the rider is going to have to some more handling. Yeah, he barely stays on. He tries to calm it, but to no avail because there is a demon in its brain. The deep lurker is going to go. That's the anemone.
I'm gonna yell out, and just really quickly, I would have told everybody this anyways.
If they come for you, get near the spirit guardian.
It is going to actually head 60 feet. It'll move 80 feet around Syndrix, trying to go for you in the back. It's very weird to watch. It looks like this dude is just gliding on a throne. Because all
Ew.
these tentacles are just flying and slapping around.
takes him to there.
Okay. That's
So close.
kind of stupid. He's going to try and kind of maybe pull back just a bit. So move him out and then down. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Now the eel is going to go. It
Which
remakes the
is
save.
the wolf, right?
It's frightened, and at the end of its turn, it remakes
Okay.
the save.
So,
So it can't move closer.
Yeah, what does it have to be?
DC 16.
16. It got a 13.
It fails and takes the damage again.
It is going to move linearly to you as he is literally pulling at its back. And just, yeah, so move it all the way down 40 feet.
10, 15,
And
20.
he's going to try his best to launch an arrow at you.
Well, first, if this thing made its save, it takes the damage at the end of its
Oh.
turn. It takes 23 more damage.
Okay, so he pulls it over and forces it as it's literally shaking its head and like screeching. You hear strange noises as electricity literally crackles around it, and just the rider absorbs this energy and he's trying to calm it. He pulls it over and he launches a couple arrows,
You're still alive.
He's going for. No, that's disadvantage. Yeah, he launches some and they just fly off in different directions. And right as he goes where he wants to be, it just slumps down and dies.
Do you want me to take it off the board?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then the rider will stay here.
Elizabeth.
Cool. So my spell dropped because it's dead, but it
Okay.
died. So
Yeah.
I
That's
completed
cool.
my completed my
You didn't
purpose.
die of fear.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's literally Phantasmal Killer. Literally, I pick a target, and if they fail to save, their worst fear appears in front of them, and they die because they're afraid of it.
Damn.
It
Die
like
from
does
shock.
damage to them
Yeah.
from shock. Yeah. Which is why I'm flavoring that I'm using the Gloaming
Scary
Codex.
shit, man.
Yeah,
I would like
That's
to
why I'm flavoring that I'm
rage.
using that book.
that's the book to use. What are you doing?
I would like to rage.
Okay.
And then I go 5, 10, 5.
He goes, ooh.
And I go, I can use my charger feat.
Okay.
Nice.
I
That's
gain
feet.
+5 to my first attack.
Okay. What are you attacking?
I don't know why I'm rolling with advantage. I'm attacking this guy.
The mount?
The sea anemone.
Okay.
Yeah, the mount. Attack him with a 21 plus 20 with a 29.
29.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's.
It's just because I had a +11 to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
2d6.
D&D, where Logan is the dungeon master.
Yeah.
Him going,
You see, a,
huh?
you see a bunch of really cool, weird shit, and then it dies immediately.
I have +2 to my attack right now, right? Because I'm raging.
Yes.
So
This music is fitting because they're creepy.
Yeah.
16 damage on the first attack,
Okay.
and then I will attack one more time with a 27.
Okay. If you want me to respond.
5. That's 10 more damage.
So, 26 total?
Yes, 26 total.
Alright, you cleave at this thing, and like the front half of its tentacles just collapse and fall into the ground and continue writhing. It's gross. But the rider is glaring down at you.
That's fine.
That lion mini, the weird starfish lion, is. Yeah, he's gonna approach Syndrix and stay just outside of the area.
So
If
5.
you are so scared of me, then you will fight me.
20,
That's
25.
in the area.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Is this good?
That's yeah. You can go there, and then and he won't be in the area.
Okay.
And he's gonna launch a couple arrows at you.
You suck.
One misses and one's a crit.
Ah!
Ah.
Damn it, dude. That sucks.
You take 16 piercing damage
I gotta beat that concentration save.
on the Guardian.
Okay, come on, dice.
No, not the Guardian, the area of effect.
The area of effect. The Guardian, no. Oh, 16. And it beats a 10.
Beat it. Okay.
And 16 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Ouchies.
If you move into its area, does the spell work the same?
The spell says when a creature starts its turn in the area
Okay.
or when it enters it for the first time. I'm assuming yes.
Yeah. The creature's smart enough to know that if it stays at the edge, it's going to happen anyway. So it is going to run at you and try to attack you,
It
actually.
has half speed. So how much
Okay.
speed does it have left?
It's quite a bit. They can.
So go. So move
This-
it.
Here, I think.
This one in particular can
Like
actually
5, 10,
move
15. And then it's.
at 60.
It makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it's very, very slow. But
Yep.
it does need to make
It gets
wisdom saving
exactly
throws. It
2.
enters it.
All right. I assume the rider does too.
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
An 18,
That beats it.
and for wisdom, my good friend has a 17.
17. Both of them beat it, but they still
Okay.
take half, and I rolled really good. They take half of 15. They take 7 damage.
7 damage?
Yes, 7 radiant damage, both of them.
Woo!
As the like
Yeah.
little fire dragons just kind of like fly through
It's
them.
almost
and
like a
burn them.
semblance of real fire, but there's
Yeah.
something more behind it as they breathe it. And it is going to try and attack you. It has a basic attack So it is going to multi-attack.
No, shoot, man.
That is 1 by 1. Ooh, both above 20.
Yeah, those will hit. Do the damages separately for me so I can roll the
okay.
con saves.
8.
8 damage.
Mhm.
Okay, gotta beat a 10. Natural 1. It's gone.
The little boys.
Yeah, the whole area. It's
Okay.
gone.
And then 7.
7?
Yeah.
Ouch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15.
Charlie. It's his turn. Move him over to the anemone.
The anemone.
You've made a bit of an opening as you're slashing at it, so he's actually going to try and get up there. And doesn't do amazing. So he kind of tries to climb the thing, and it starts to wrap around him. He still reaches up and tries to stab at the rider. And the rider just kind of ducks out of the way.
Damn.
Top of the round, Syndrix.
Alright. This guy sucks.
Mm-hmm. There's an ugly-ass starfish thing and a dude riding it with very fancy skin.
Yep.
Gotta get me some of that fancy skin.
Save these freaking spell slots. Gosh dang it.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking about this.
See what I'm
but
thinking about doing?
having like fire and
No,
fighting people that live underwater is like a really
I misunderstood this.
Yeah, it's
The storm
It,
Normal.
that should have taken an extra d6 lightning damage. Because I just misread it. I thought I had to activate it as a bonus action.
Oh, no.
But it's start of my turn,
Put me
it
on
automatically
deck.
does it. And then each time
alright,
I
we're
can
gonna
use a
try
bonus
this.
action to keep
He
doing
doesn't
it.
like this thing that's right in front of him, so he just takes his hands and he kind of puts them together and
Okay, so
folds at
that's
his
cool.
fingers and he's gonna shoot burning hands at this thing. It's like a dexterity saving throw for both of them.
The weird starfish thing fails,
Okay.
and you watch as these burning hands,
Mm-hmm.
you cast it and this fire goes around, and you see as this thing's skin seems to sort of like reflect the magic energy, and he succeeds.
Dang. Still takes half damage though.
Okay.
Alright. And I'm casting at second level.
Ooh,
So
get him.
God damn it.
Well,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the thing that failed takes 10, the dude takes 5.
5, okay.
Yep, and then I'm
He's
going
doing
to
pretty
go crap and know that they get attack of opportunity if I run away. Poopy, poopy, poopy.
Are you like super hurt already?
Yeah, I'm at 20 health. What am I gonna say? Meh, nah, mini enemy.
Okay.
Anemone. Oh,
yeah, anemone, mini
enemy.
Wow.
Anemone.
$20.
That.
Thank you, Martin.
Thanks for
Anemone.
Thanks for making us all sound
Anemone.
stupid. Yeah.
and meh.
Alright.
It just reminds me of
I got a lot of
Finding Nemo.
I will take the attack if he's going to attack me. I go 5, 10, 15, 20,
Cutting
25,
down
30.
anemones.
And I'm there.
That's attack of opportunity, isn't it?
If he wants to use his reaction to do that, then yes, it is.
Dude, because they don't got nothing. Our small gentleman is going to try and bite you with a 19.
That hits.
Okay. The other dude is going to try and slash at you with, he's got a little short sword. That
Yeah.
is a 13.
13 misses.
Okay. You take 8,
8
is that
point
piercing?
damage.
Piercing damage.
8 pointy damage.
Alright.
Yeah, this weird thing. Its face almost looks like a tongue,
Ew.
and as it splits open, you didn't even know that there was like a crevice there, a crease. You just see really jagged teeth all the way through, and it like wraps around you. It's weird because this thing doesn't have a skeletal structure aside from the teeth. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that sucks.
Clayton,
Also, hey, thanks. Trip Aces Fellas for the 10. Y'all want any URB?
I don't know what that is, but yes, unless
Is
maybe
it the-
not.
It's herb. It's
Huh?
herb.
Herb?
They're discussing in the
Oh,
Tesseract
herb.
Discord how herb is pronounced.
Y'all want me herb?
Oh. Yes.
Okay, so
Granny herb.
I'm gonna jump off while firing 2 arrows, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, you can do an
Wait,
Avengers
whose
move.
turn is it?
Okay.
Clayton's.
I'm just gonna roll them both at the same time.
Okay, then the horse thing.
My first one is
Yeah, that was more to figure out where my turn
Yeah.
was then.
Who are you attacking?
this guy.
Okay, the mount of a dude.
I'll do the mount.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is 22, and the second one is 11.
The 22 hits.
Okay, that's the one with poison, so that's right.
Okay.
And let's see, I do 1d6 plus 3. 9 damage.
9 damage.
And he has to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. Then mount.
No, he doesn't.
Is he completely immune to poison?
Yes, but he's also dead.
Oh,
When you're dead, you're immune to poison.
Okay, so
That's true!
wow.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Guys, let's just die.
and then as I finish that,
Mm.
can I just drop the bow and then I'll put my hands on my other 2 weapons because I'm
Okay.
switching from range.
Yeah, you can do that.
But I'm not gonna take them out yet.
So you can draw him on the next turn. Okay. The horse mini, which is the weird ass cuttlefish.
Marisak, thanks for the 5. I love Logan's
Where's she-
enemy designs. Makes me want to sketch them.
Where's she going? He going. They
Uh,
Yeah,
going.
they're fucking spooky. I'm like, ew.
He's going straight for Conrad.
You mean
Clayton.
Clayton?
Yeah, sorry, Clayton.
So
I got that stuck in my head. I don't know why. I don't remember character names other
How
than.
fast can they move?
20.
Can
This,
it go 40 feet?
this is the cuttlefish. This one actually moves at 80 feet.
Okay,
Oh,
so yeah, I
fuck.
can get to him.
Yeah.
No problem.
it just goes new.
The thing
Neum.
is disturbingly amorphic. The rider on this thing is incredibly skilled because you watch as it actually narrows its figure just to bolt forward. Kind of like it's running, but it's also using worm-like movements to dash forward. It's squishy and is gross.
That sounds pretty gross.
Yes,
Like,
pretty gross.
Is this like coming towards me?
This one. Okay. So he's going to attack, and so is his rider. His rider is nobody special. So one of them is a 22. The other one is a 7.
Both hit. No, I'm just kidding.
My armor class
Well,
is
the bite
5.
deals 8 damage.
Okay.
This thing dashes at you, and literally it just smacks into you. Does bludgeoning damage
Nice.
as part of its bite.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just really imagining a horse biting somebody. Just
Remember that horse that ate that kid's head? Oh my God, Jamie, pull that video up.
What?
so I understood that reference.
Victoria's been bit in the face by a horse before.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
those guys, they don't fuck around.
Really?
That was that. That was the horse. The cuttlefish horse. Oh my God, this gentleman. He is going to attack you with a short sword. That's another hit. That's going to be 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
So this dude is like turning around as this thing and just slices into your side with a sword.
If it has no force, it's
Very
a cool spell that's so confusing. Yep, I know.
It's your turn.
I know. Okay. Alright. So here's what I want to do. That boy, the one.
Oh, the lurker?
Yeah.
That's the enemy thing.
I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay, I should tell you, it looks like shit.
That's
Like,
fine.
it's been cleaved into halfway. It looks very bad.
Help, 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 help.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. I'm gonna go with my backup plan. I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 25 because I want to get out of his line of sight.
Mhm.
He scares me. And then I'm going to send Poppy, which is my raven, over the rock and 2 Cindrix. And using his reaction, I will cast invisibility through him and turn Cindrix visible.
Oh, that's really nice.
Okay, so
That is
Cindrix is
awesome.
just invisible now?
Yep.
Alright.
With Find Familiar, as long as I'm within 100 feet of my familiar, I can
Yeah.
cast touch
I
spells
love
through
that.
them.
So,
That's great and all, but it'll maybe protect me,
yeah.
if anything.
That's kind of the goal.
The enemy is going to go, and it is going to attack you, my good friend Elsbeth.
Oh, goody.
Let's see what he do.
This bird, it can turn me invisible.
Nice.
That
Very
was
cool.
me.
Very cool. Invisible mini.
21,
Oh, that'll do.
natural 20.
That'll also do.
Okay.
Don't you take half though? 'Cause
I
you're-
do take
you're-
half damage
Oh,
from
nice.
piercing,
Don't you
bludgeoning, slashing, and
remember
electric.
Barbarians, Logan? Don't you love
Electric.
Barbarians,
I love
Logan?
them.
Remember when Altair died and then we were like, no.
It's okay. It's about to get bad. As this thing attacks you, you feel poison
Oh.
just seep in through those wounds.
Sure love
As
that.
if it had like tiny, tiny little hairs that are sticking into you.
Hmm.
Doesn't feel good. I
No.
need you to make a couple of Constitution saves.
How many?
2. You
Two.
have been attacked twice.
Mario Sack, thanks again for another $2. Damn, the Joe Rogan reference got me.
19?
That got me too. I was like, that was great.
19 and 15.
Okay. 15 actually. No, you're good.
Cool.
It hurts. It's gross. You're good. You do still take. This is before reduction. You take.
Oh, I don't take. Is it piercing and poison damage?
This is all piercing.
Oh,
You
okay.
It would have been the condition.
Oh, okay.
This is 8, so 16 plus 7. Was that like? I'm not actually doing math. I'm waiting for someone to complete that.
I think that's 23.
16.
You were
What
the
did you
dungeon
say?
master.
What was
It's
the
23.
numbers?
I think it's 23.
16 and 7 is 23.
So that's
I wasn't-
11 halved, right?
Yes. Okay, that was the lurker. The rider is also gonna go. Use the-
Micah.
Hello, my friend.
A farmer counted 196 cows in the field, but when he rounded them up, he had 200.
Got a lot of entertainment on these streams.
Is he
Mario
attacking-
Sack
is
with
the,
really funny donations, and then we get Micah getting, some, in case you're bored of us, you can at least go to the chat and get some quality
There's a
entertainment.
lot going on.
Is he attacking me or Charlie?
Yeah, the rider is going to attack you because you almost completely annihilated its
All right.
mount.
I'm just
That
making
is
sure.
a 13 plus 6, so
That hits.
19. Okay. You will take 7 bludgeoning damage and make another Constitution save.
Do I take half bludgeoning too?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
So 3. Yeah, the dude riding this
Only
thing
take-
actually
Natural
has
20.
poison leaking from his skin. That's a natural one?
Natural 20.
The opposite.
The opposite.
Are you completely sure? They do look very similar.
I thought I was being stupid, but I'm sure.
Okay. Then you resist 3 attacks worth of poison.
Oh.
I'm so
yeah,
glad.
It would have been really bad. Please don't
Not
let me
really.
get hit by these things.
Oh yeah.
You've
It's
been
all
on the
right.
sea, and you have dealt with seasickness, you have had sea legs, and you probably drink way too much. So you feel a little lightheaded. Feels good.
Feels good?
You're like,
Ooh.
what?
I'm used to this.
Yeah.
I've done this
Which
before.
one was that? That was the lurker. The wolf is fucking dead, but his mount isn't. That dude's gonna try and bolt.
This way?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
like-
actually, he's gonna come back to the lion rider.
Okay. How fast is?
No,
it?
the lion's dead. That was the starfish.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna try and run for the.
Is the rider dead too, or just?
No, the rider's fine.
Okay.
He's gonna try and run for the dude attacking Clayton. He
The
can do 30.
horse?
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll go move and
I'm gonna learn how to cast the spirit guard.
Elspeth.
You need to really put in the middle of
Okay.
that.
All right. I'm gonna.
Don't worry, I'll take
You
care of
prob-
that guy.
It takes an action, right?
Yeah, I probably do it during combat.
Yeah, you
Just
should- you should
It's a
probably do it.
turn, is the
Yeah.
thing.
It's still.
It's a
does
pretty.
fucking
It's
crazy
if you're
damage, though.
anticipating a long combat.
It's just it was just a thing I was casting.
I'm gonna attack the guy in front of me
You're
again.
being too smart. Okay, the mount or the dude?
The mount.
Okay.
With 16.
Okay. That hits.
Cool.
Beats it, beats it.
I am not complaining. I'm just
Yeah.
saying for
No,
myself. I'm
Um,
like, all right, I'm learning.
I'm going to
So are
use
they.
a bonus action
I'm
to
artificial intelligence.
activate my storm aura, and
Oh,
so it's
boy.
gonna take an extra d6 lightning damage.
Are you gonna kill Charlie too?
It doesn't
The
affect
storm,
Charlie.
okay,
she picks
cool.
one target.
Yeah, one
That's
target.
awesome.
Which is really cool.
A little bit of lightning just
Goes
Yeah.
up per level.
We're not 10th level yet. It's
I thought it was. It's
Yeah.
weird that 10th level is triggered.
11, 14 plus 19 for the first attack.
That hits.
No, that's damage. You told me 16 hit,
Yeah.
and then I did.
How do you kill it?
Well, I've decided my
Logan's
thing
face.
now is attempting to cut things in half with one slash.
Okay. So yeah, Charlie tried to climb up and like get at this guy, and he stabbed at him. The dude jumped to the side, and right as Charlie pulls back his rapier, your big ass sword cuts all the way through the middle of the enemy, and it slumps down. The rider's gonna kind of slide off the side, so he's fine. The mount is now just a pile of nasty ass tentacles and a broken platform.
Ew.
And then I'm going to move to the rider
And
and attack him as well.
Okay.
Oh god.
With a 23.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't use my storm aura, so
Okay.
it's gonna take 5, 12 slashing damage.
All right. It cuts him pretty deep, but he hasn't been hurt yet.
All right.
So he's
Cool.
doing all right. How much was it?
12.
I don't know why I wrote 21. That would have been a lot worse. That was good. The zombie is going to run over to that horse. The peg right there.
Oh
He tries to hop on it.
no! Mm-hmm.
Can you turn his mini on the side?
Does it fall prone?
Yeah, he fell prone.
You idiot.
I
Does-
rolled a 2 for animal handling.
Does the horse run away, or does it just?
Yeah, the horse is gonna bolt. It's like, what the fuck, dude? No.
Ew, you look gross.
Charlie's gonna shank that boy.
Shank him, Charlie.
That's a hit.
Ooh!
Look, Charlie's not useless.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Holy crap.
Does he kill it?
So you cleave at this guy, and there's like a big gash right there. And then as Charlie pulled back, he wrapped around and then stabbed it straight through the guy's heart. He dead.
Oh, good job, Charlie.
Syndrops.
Syndrix. Alright, so Syndrix is going to opt for damage. So
Alright.
we're going to back up, and I'm glad you turned me invisible, but I'm sorry.
Well, hey, it allowed you to back up, though.
It did. So
Without
I am
taking
going
a
to
hit.
first. This is not a spell. I hold up my shield, which is my holy symbol, and I hold up my hand, and a mount of flame spills out of my hand, and I'm channeling divinity. My channel divinity is called Radiance of the Dawn, and literally just from the sky and outwards from me is just this explosion of light and fire that just goes out in a 30-foot area that I can choose. Or any creature within 30 feet, so I literally just specify all 4 of those dudes, and they all need to make me dexterity saving throws.
That's literally a pillar of fire from the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can cast that later, but this is also a thing.
Yeah.
And one of them has disadvantage on the dex save because he's prone.
Yeah. It is a magical effect, though.
oh, he's the
So-
shiny one.
Yeah.
Is it a magical effect? It's up to you.
Jacob.
Is
Is
it
Is a
though?
pillar of fire summoned by God.
It's God, not magic.
It's a god effect.
That's a
I'm
very
totally
deep
joking.
debate. I'm
They
not gonna
totally
go.
disadvantage.
All
They
right.
take half anyways.
What's the save?
Good question.
It should be equal to your
Should be
spell
14.
save.
What?
14.
Okay. The cuttlefish has extremely shifting and reflective skin. It beats it right back. And it's going to take half damage. Its rider, leans his head into the flames.
Okay.
Natural one.
Yep. The zombie dude actually literally does a backflip out of the area of effect.
Oh wow.
He like bounces off of his hands and just.
This
Like,
guy?
that wasn't cringy at all. Falling off a horse. Yeah, so he's...
He backflips onto his back.
Holy crap. Yeah, that mermaid actually rolled super well too. So the rider takes full damage, everybody else takes half, the zombie takes none.
All right. Half is 11. Full is 22.
Okay.
None is 0.
He's dead.
And I do that, and then I go. Well, I'll wait to see the after effects.
The eel rider, that mermaid, he just falls to the ground.
Dead.
Yeah, he looks very burned, very singed.
All right.
His skin was already pretty dry, kind of oily. Now the oil is gone, and he looks like Japanese cuisine.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
Who else?
Dinner.
We have horse is fucking fine.
I imagine you've probably done that before. Skin an animal and then eat the meat.
And then
Yeah.
Ryder, what was it? Was 22?
Sell the skin, eat the meat.
Mhm.
Yeah, 22 to 1s it took full.
Okay, he takes a minute. Jeez, yeah, the rider is just in incredible searing pain. He is screaming in agony as this mote of fire comes down from the sky.
Yeah,
Like,
it sure
You can
does.
still cast bonus action spells now
So,
too, can't you?
I don't even have to. Oh yeah, I can cast bonus action spell. Thew.
Oh yeah.
Huh, no way. Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind. I thought it said no action. It does say no action. I was like, what?
But it's probably channel divinity.
The channel divinity says as an action. Got
Hey,
it.
Jacob,
good.
I only feel like this is worth showing.
That's awesome.
Can you very, very awkwardly show it to Jacob's camera? Hold on, let me see.
You got
Yeah.
Go to the Tesseract Discord group chat.
Good enough. Looks really out of focus.
Oh, God.
Perfect.
Probably is.
No, it
Amazing.
works. That's good. That was probably there way too long.
Okay, I will also. I will end my turn there.
Thank you very much, Clayton.
So,
So,
I have an alchemist fire.
yeah, you do.
I'm gonna throw it at this guy. His mount, to be specific.
Okay.
And what's nice is it lasts for like a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of those. And is that like a I'm sorry. That's a D4 fire damage.
Oh,
It's
it
a
just.
one.
it
Oh
just
wait,
works?
do I need to like?
Yeah, I think you have to throw it at him. It's probably an attack roll.
Yeah, it is.
You wouldn't be proficient.
He's a tavern brawler.
Oh yeah, of course. Then you can get proficiency with. That's awesome.
Okay, so that's like 11.
Misses.
Okay.
It's a very expensive roll.
Nice. Well then, as my bonus action,
Roll percentage for me really quick.
84. No,
Yeah.
wait, 48.
Okay. You huck this alchemist fire at it. It, as I described before, it's essentially amorphous. So it literally like slides out of the way as if its body caves in on itself as this thing flies past it
Nice.
and shatters into the ground behind it. You have lost that vial. What's next?
I'm gonna use a second wind on my bonus action.
Okay.
Doing 1d10. Wait, that's not.
You
But
heal?
you're not a healing player.
I have healing spells, but they're not.
You're predominant.
Plus 9. Cool.
They're for emergencies.
Yeah. You're
And
you're
I'm also
predominantly
doing action
buffing / damage.
Okay.
And as I'm doing that, I'm taking
That's
2
cool.
short swords out and messing
You're
this
like
thing up.
you're like
Oh my
playing.
goodness, okay. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, because throwing the vial would only be an attack, so you can still do 1 attack. Because second wind is bonus action, so you can't do 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No,
I'm being-
through the alchemist fire did short.
You can do 2 attacks per attack action.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so do I get 3 attacks now? Or
Oh, did you action search?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you'd have 3 attacks.
Yeah, I
Because
guess you have 3.
throwing the alchemist fire would be a improvised attack. It only
Yeah,
uses 1 of your
you're
attacks.
light-
Why do you have 3
fast.
attacks?
He has
Because
extra
you're-
attack and he
Action
action
surge.
surged.
It's that once a day thing where you just get another attack action.
I basically get 2 turns right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
So he
just
had 4
lightning
attacks,
fast.
and throwing the
Yep,
acid
yep, yep,
vial
got
was.
Like it's almost scary to watch him work. He just hucks the bottle, and you're like, "Holy crap! Is that what he's doing?" That was like, he was getting that out of his pocket and just throwing it. Pulls out 2 swords and then just
It
slices
literally,
This is my way.
Yeah.
it literally just looks like.
It's probably why it missed.
Okay, so
Alright.
unnatural 20 for
Okay.
the first hit. The second hit is a natural 1,
Okay.
and the third hit is 16.
All right. Roll a d4 for me.
4.
Second time you cut yourself, take 4 damage. The other 2 hit.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah. Ha
You're
Slow it
like,
down.
I know. Sh-
Yeah.
mm.
Okay. Paul's at
can
69
say-
health.
How much?
69.
That's the sex number.
I love that. I love that level where Vincent had 69 hit points.
8 plus 6 is. What's 8 plus 6?
The number.
14.
14.
It's 14 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, it
And
you
that's
cut it
all
really
enough.
deep, and this weird fluid begins to pour out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna say. What else?
It's It's like clear oceanic blood.
Make sure no one gets away, and then I'm gonna move over to here.
All right.
Still in range of both. So
That is that thing's turn. So
I probably gave them advantage.
you just
on
flanked.
myself.
Yeah, you just flanked yourself.
But he's not getting away because I have sentinel feet.
oh, what if he disengages?
It doesn't
can still
matter.
attack.
Even if you disengage, you can attack with sentinel feet.
To try and essentially the rider is going to try and disengage as the mount shifts, and it's going to try and run away. Do your thing, man.
Okay, I'm gonna.
This one's trying to run,
Yeah.
Oh,
so we can get to here before.
I gotta add that luck breath.
Okay.
That's a 10 plus. I'm using my short sword, so plus 6, 16 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
All right.
Yes!
So its speed becomes 0 right there.
Uh huh.
All right.
And I do damage.
It's
Because I
fun
hit
feat,
it with a
right?
sword.
Sentinel is equivalent to Lucky in terms of the frustration
Oh
for
god,
DMs.
it's so broken.
So the rider, he's gonna hop off and he's gonna run.
What's the rider's speed?
You stopped my squish.
What's the rider's speed?
30. He's gonna dash and move 60 because you used your reaction.
So he's like over here,
Yeah.
but he's
you
still
can just
alive.
see him running.
We need to stop him.
That's the end of his turn. It's your turn,
We
Perry.
don't need them getting back. Alright. I don't know if I have anything that can go that far besides Phantasmal. I don't use it. 30. Oh, I totally do. What am I talking about? I'm gonna fire a firebolt at it because that's my only other damaging spell that I have.
Nice.
Yeah, so I flipped like a charred page of the book. Really? Oh, no, they're cantrips. So I just
This comes from your brain powers.
comes from my brain powers. So I so holding the book, I kind of close it and I grab it. I grab a staff out and I just kind of point the staff and the firebolt comes out of the staff.
Okay. Little mote of fire flies off of it.
And that would be
Makes you proud.
7 plus. What are my spells?
Who are you attacking?
Dude
Dude
running.
running away.
7. 16 to hit. Do 2d10 if it hits. Just prep that.
Wow. Should use that guy. Yeah, that hits.
Should have used that guy, says the DM. That does 15 damage.
That was the dude riding the cuttlefish?
What?
That was the dude that was
that
riding
was-
the cuttlefish?
The Medusa.
Yeah.
That was the dude riding the. Yes.
Doing this? Yes.
No, the lion
Oh, riding the lion.
that
Whatever the
died a
lion
while
is.
ago.
The Medusa was the one that was riding the lion.
No, the Medusa
No,
was riding
no.
the horse.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
was
it was the
riding
dude riding the
Oh,
horse.
yeah.
He's the one who's probably
You see
stupid.
as the effects of the spell slam into his back, it hits, and some of it kind of fizzles away as his skin sort of reflects the energy, and he falls, and you see smoke.
Damn.
rise
That
up
kill
from
him?
his back.
Sniped him.
Yeah. Oh, I'm right next to you too when I did that.
That's why I was like, nice fire.
I don't do much of it.
It was good and effective.
Yeah.
Can I yell something right now?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Capture this guy.
my raven will come right back to
The
me.
horse?
No,
Well,
this guy on the floor. He's still
Okay.
alive.
Sounds
You're up.
good.
yes.
Do not kill
My
them.
raven also went back
Okay.
to me off of.
Marizak, thanks for the 5. Again,
Woo!
the chat demands infinite 69 health limit and Ouroboros of health. 69 all day, every day.
Hey, I have a chance to get into 69.
I would
I'm
love
currently,
69 health. I'm at 59.
I was gonna say I'm currently at 48.
I'm at
so
109.
Barbara,
I'm going to attack the horsey.
what?
Okay.
What did you say?
It's a weird ass cuttlefish. These guys have like 40.
Oh.
Oh, right.
21.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I will use my storm aura. 6, 7, 8, plus 13 damage. Some
How
of
do I
it.
do this?
Oh,
Hey.
I'd like to cut it in half
Things in half.
horizontally. So instead of
Oh,
like
so is the you,
I run up and yeah.
Is this like down the middle or?
Horizontally along the sides.
So it's
Oh!
so just do
Okay.
like a slash.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
do like
Yeah,
You
like
full
swing
cross.
like a baseball bat.
yeah, basically.
Remove its primary brain from its other brains as you slide all the way through, and the cephalopod assumes its original form, which is that of more or less
Sleep well,
A
little horse.
large squid with tiny tentacles.
Yeah, sleep well.
Is it?
Gross
Aw.
tentacle thing.
Is anybody left?
That
idiot?
that guy-
It's his turn. You used your reaction.
I'll
He
be
gonna
like-
run.
I'll be like, do you really want to run? And I'm gonna
He
try-
doesn't understand you.
Oh, yeah, no.
I say, do you really want to run in Aquan?
No.
He raises his hands.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my cart and grab my man. My...
You brought the cart out here?
Oh yeah, how do you think we got out here?
I walked.
You walked.
I
like
have
20 minutes
I have
away.
rope.
No, I have manacles.
Oh.
I have manacles.
Kinky.
He needs a successful DC 20 dexterity check to get out of them.
Okay.
And I will stop raging.
Okay. This is one of the dudes with the shinier skin. It has kind of like, he essentially has patches of scales that look almost multichromatic.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Lisbeth, like, hey, do you speak their language?
Yes.
Okay,
I do too.
I'm gonna sit him up and then pour a vial of a strange liquid down his throat. It's truth serum. I'm gonna say, ask him.
What?
Does he roll roll against it?
Give him what is that called? It's that plant. It's called
Truth serum?
ayahuasca.
Oh,
Do we want to both do it?
Sure.
essentially, yeah.
You just speak it.
Some ayahuasca and he trips the fuck out and he won't not
Yeah.
say anything that's not true.
Okay, he has to make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
You got a 12.
Oh.
Well, never mind.
That's all right. We'll
Oh,
beat the information out of
Did
him.
Yeah. Let us.
Did he?
Let us have our go at it.
Okay.
Logan's like, I
I
gotta.
rolled
we
on
done?
the wrong table.
Well, as I do that, I'm saying this is truth serum. You won't be able to tell a lie with this.
So you're trying to.
And then like
Bluff it, too?
intimidate him into thinking he can't actually tell a lie.
He just stares at you, and as he blinks,
And then I'm gonna
It's
tell
sideways.
Lisbeth to tell him that
like
because.
okay. Yeah.
All right. What do we want to know? Whether
His eyes are very strange. They're actually like completely
I'm praying for
black
about
all
10
the way
minutes.
through.
First, do we want to
He has a very
Up
soft
his ante a little
face with two holes instead of a
walk
nose.
him in? You'll see. You'll see.
okay.
Cool. So I'm gonna kind of pull like come a little bit closer with Elsbeth, and I'm going to pull out my staff again, and I'm gonna touch the ground, and making it seem as if I'm doing this kind of it's an illusion, but I'm trying to make it seem as realistic as possible that I'm trying to make it sound like I'm using transmutation magic instead of illusion magic, and a small gel cell is going to
Okay.
and surround him, and it's an illusion. It's silent image.
Okay.
Just to try to.
Is that a cantrip?
It's a first level spell.
Describe it to me. And his roll was very close. I double checked, but it's Constitution. You wouldn't fucking know.
You create.
I'm praying for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Let me know
okay.
when I finish praying.
I will.
You create the image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 15-foot cube. The image appears at a spot within range and lasts for the duration. The image is purely visual. It is not accompanied by sound, smell, or any other sensory effects. I can move it, so I'm making
Yeah.
it seem like it's raising out of the ground and surrounding him like a prison
Yeah.
would.
Okay.
I can change the motions to make it seem natural. If he touches it, he'll know it's an illusion. However, otherwise he must make a check against my spell save DC to determine it as an illusion.
Okay. This
An
is,
intelligence investigation check if he has a bonus to investigation.
What does he have to be?
DC 16.
Okay. He sits in the cage.
Okay.
So are we talking to him then?
It's gonna be like
Yes.
a couple more minutes.
What does he want?
Hey, oh, Charlie!
No.
Yes. What do you want?
Got one. Do you guys want to speak to him? Or
I have nothing to
Well,
say to it.
It also
Okay.
depends on whether or not you speak its language.
that too.
It
But
speaks a different language.
Yes, I believe the name is Aquin.
Well,
I've
good
read
luck
about
with
it.
that.
and then I give him.
And goodbye.
I give Charlie.
What
a
does
gift.
your leader
You're
want to
leaving
know?
now?
See you later.
Of course.
What
This is
does-
all I had to do.
What does your leader want to know?
What do you mean?
our goal specifically is to get rid of them.
Yeah, so we're gonna
So,
track him
I
down
wasn't
to
aware you
his
were tasked
base.
with that.
yes.
What was it? I give him the healing potion. I'm like, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
Hey, if
See you
you
later,
want,
man.
you know,
Thank you.
if you're looking for a promotion, you could stick with us.
I'm not at all.
All right.
He heads
Not
back.
very ambitious, I see. He's like, I just want to
Yeah.
live.
Oh,
All right, so
Sits.
I switched to primordial.
Mm.
Why are you guys here? Stealing horses.
We hunger.
So you eat horses?
We need biological supplies. We bring them to our master, the Forge of Life,
The Forge of Life.
and he aids us. He has brought us a new way of life, a new people. This is what we do for now.
Hey Barry, what's he saying?
Give me a second.
He looks at the parry and goes,
What
He
was
kind of
the-
winds up.
He said the
when you're
Forge.
done casting.
He said the Forge of what?
Forge of Life.
really?
Gain some hit points or something.
Yeah, I guess at a high level so that we could get it. Everybody gets 13 health.
Yeah, that's not bad. When did you guys get here?
Back to Max.
Every one of us finds our way to the Forge. Some of us are children.
Yes, yes.
Some of
I
us
mean
see
to
it.
here.
What do you mean?
This place. You weren't always, from what I understand, pillaging horses from the city of Lockenberg.
The one who creates life requires flesh to mold. Our people would be more like you were he not adept. We have begun doing this because they asked us to.
I will stomp over.
Why are we talking to this thing?
Our job was
not?
to like find it and then find its people.
Our job was to stop them. We have stopped it.
I'm
If
sure
the
these
general
aren't.
would like to question it, then we should take it back.
Our kind
Anything
is
I can learn?
evolving.
Actually, that's a really good idea. I'm gonna go to my car
No.
and grab some chain and bring it back.
Cool. Please let me question it first. I'd like to
Oh,
know all I
yeah.
could.
You finish up, and then when
I
you're
will
done.
be careful. These things seem to be magical. Don't let it tempt you.
Oh, I know it's magic. It speaks. Hey, Logan. For my purposes, Aquan, primordial, that stuff. Is that as what the hell you speak this as it would be in a typical D&D game where it's like
Yeah.
almost nothing speaks this?
Yeah, pretty much nothing.
Okay. The language it speaks is reserved for very specific beings. I only read about it in an old tome once. Happened to learn it. It's very handy. Did you have anything specific you wanted to ask it?
Where the rest of its people are?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Where are you anyway? Where do you just like live in the ocean? Do you like all of you seem
We
ocean-like.
come from the Forge of Life.
Fantastic. Where is it?
Why would I tell you?
What if I wanted to pay my respects to this Forge of Life?
What if it was very obvious that you were lying to me?
Never said I was a good liar.
And I never said where it was. It feels very strange having this thing look at you with purely black eyes and eye slits that are sideways.
I'm assuming I've never heard of the Forge of Life.
I have
Okay.
a question. Does this mean anything to you? And I'll unhatch and pull out my book.
It means nothing to me, but the one who created our kind. He would value a book like that. We learned our dialect from an ancient tome found in the libraries of the Forge of Life. It was abandoned by an ancient god. He left it for us.
Jeez, Jacob.
Good job being subtle, buddy.
Abandoned by an ancient god.
Yes.
What god?
A god that could create moving castles. A god that has abandoned us for a greater purpose.
Brilliant.
He is not of your pantheon.
Mm.
He is the god of the deep.
I ever heard of a god of the deep?
Mm.
I feel like
You know very little about these people, but they seem very specific. They've come from somewhere that no one is familiar with.
This may be a little bit random, but while they're doing that, you remember that guy that like secreted poison?
Yeah.
I have empty vials. Can I collect some of that?
Yes, he can.
Okay, cool.
You
Is
go
it just
over-
like basic poison?
To the dead. Yeah, this guy's only been sliced up, and his heart was stabbed. There's like he's almost in perfect condition. It's the same kind. It's you actually wouldn't really know. If you do want to try and like test it, you can.
Sure.
Just so
Okay,
you
full
know,
Constitution.
just so you know, I'm probably flipping through and finding more footnotes in my big book now,
Okay.
and kind of jotting down like notes
Yeah.
on these
Okay,
guys,
cool.
and then I pull out a different book, and I open it up and I repeat my notes,
Okay.
but in illusory script that
Oh,
these three
nice.
can read.
That's awesome. Okay.
Oh, cool.
If you were to help us gain knowledge, perhaps an ancient tome like that would provide more than the flesh of horses. I will take you to the forge. It is 2 moons northwest of here, on the shore.
2 moons.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, as much as I'd like to say that that's my choice, it's not. It's my group's choice. I will deliberate with them. You, go ahead and wait here. I'll write all that down, and then I'll rip the page, my little note, my illusory script page, not
Okay.
out of the book, and then hand it to you. And here's what it says. Random abominations bring biological life to the Forge of Life. The Forge requires flesh to mold. The monsters are doing it because it asks them to. Their kind is evolving. They come from the Forge of Life. The Forge of Life would value my book, and I'll point to and the book on my side, highly. They learned their dialect from a tome found in the Forge of Life, abandoned by an ancient god left for them. The god that could create moving castles, the god of the deep, not part of our pantheon. The tome may provide more than the flesh of horses, 2 moons northwest of where we are on the shore.
Sorry, read that last sentence again.
The tome, my book, may provide more than the flesh of horses, 2 moons northwest of where we are on the shore.
That's where the forge is.
That's where the forge is.
So,
And then I come back with chains and another set of manacles.
It's a lot of
I'm ready to transport this guy. Let's
fantastic.
I see that you have created a false cage.
All right.
go. I have a real cage.
It doesn't surprise me that you can tell.
Can you create real things?
Depends on what you define as real.
Flesh.
No, I wouldn't try to. That's not in my realm. Rather not try to transmute something real.
It's against the laws of alchemy. Elspeth does not say that.
I figured.
Spencer and Colton have been watching Full Metal Alchemist. The
I've
past couple
never
weeks.
seen it before.
And she's never seen it before, so
Yeah, so I was like, "You never seen this before? You're watching." Jacob's been watching
And
too.
by the past couple weeks, Jacob means the last 2 days.
Yeah.
We will waste no time.
No spoilers. We're on episode 4.
I will bring you there now.
He wants to take us there. I don't know if it's to.
why?
I think for my book. I don't really intend
Well,
on-
that's a stupid idea.
They'll stop attacking the horses, though.
Yeah, but I don't really want to trade my. It kind of has all the information I have in it, and I'm pretty sure it's more
They'll stop
important
attacking the horses if they're doing what?
if I give them my book. But I don't
What?
really
Do you
intend
want
on
our
doing
book?
it.
What kind of book is
I
it?
have no desire to learn from your tomes. My master gains knowledge and gathers it. He has exhausted the gods' library. We need more.
Should tell you I can't even read the book. I know
There
your
are many
languages.
tomes that many cannot read, that the Forger of Life can.
I'll pull it out and I'll say, don't open it. It's done worse to people that have had trouble with it. From what I understand. The
What does it look
bits
like?
and pieces I get.
Old, like something more described than something that would actually exist. The leather on it, for example, there's very, very strange markings on it, and you actually see small pulsing trickles of energy running down it. The leather itself seems to be maybe the skin of a creature that has long been extinct.
Are there other copies of this?
I'm aware of what volume mine is, right?
Yes.
All I know is mine is supposedly volume 6,
What is this book called?
the Glowing Codex.
Oh, I don't know what that is. So then, why do they want this?
He claims it would give them information. They want the information. He said it might be more helpful than a couple of horses.
I recognize the name you spoke.
Is he speaking common now?
No.
Okay. The Glowing Codex?
Yes.
What is it then?
Brief notes and ledgers from the ancient god spoke of a volume among the 600 that he possessed. He took it with him to his heaven.
So, are they looking for this then?
Maybe.
Is this what they want?
Which god? The god of the deep?
The god of the deep. His name is etched in tomes throughout the walls, but I have only heard it spoken once. My master calls him Aurelius.
Fucking knew it.
Is there anything that would dictate that that book is his? To me, to Perry?
What do you mean?
The book. If the book is the Glowing Codex and it belongs to a man named Aurelius, did I already know that, or
No.
this is new information? Okay.
We are wasting time.
Why would they need this? For information, obviously, but why do you need it?
Seems like a key of some sort. I've heard stories of one of the books causing a lot
Do
of
you
issues.
have water? I will die without it.
Can you please get this thing to shut up? It is
Takes
annoying
it.
to listen to.
You look over as it just
He asks for
uncorks the
water.
water and pours it on its head.
Oh, I can.
My skin is weak in the air.
I'll pull out my. I'll pull out my my decanter and I'll like aim over him and I'll do stream and it'll just like a gallon of water.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
the perfect item for these guys to have. Actually, fucking okay. He would ask, "What is that?"
It's called a decanter of endless water.
And my people could use that. Travel.
Would that be enough to get you to leave these people alone, the city?
Yes, we could travel further. The horses are the only thing
Can we
close to
please
us.
stop talking to this thing
That
and talk about this
sounds-
book?
I
We
think
don't know what he's saying.
No, that's why I'm saying this doesn't fucking matter, because he's going hoogle baka boo and I'm like, can we stop
He's
talking
going,
to
I
it?
think
Yeah.
I think I found a solution that involves us not having to go there.
What is it?
What is it?
I pull out my decanter.
What about
It wants
How
it
that-
because it needs water
It's-
on its body.
It's
It
endless
needs
water.
Yes.
It's
Do
endless
you not
water.
just watch it pour the
So,
water on its
well then offer that to the thing.
That's
Wait,
what I'm considering.
think about this.
Those things.
These crazy, angry fish people come out of the water to destroy this village.
They're not destroying the village. They're
Okay,
getting
to-
what they need.
Stealing what they need.
They'll be able to go
No,
further
it's like-
with the water.
It's like.
And if
But
they
no,
have
no,
water,
do
they'll
you-
be able to do that further
Yes.
away from
Do you
where
understand
they are.
culture though? They're doing what they need to do to survive. Just like we kill beasts to survive, they are killing horses to survive. they have this, they can go kill wildlife that nobody cares about instead of this city's horses.
And it
But
solves
what
our
if instead of killing wildlife, they kill a village with a whole bunch of
How many of you are
wild
there?
bipedal sheep?
Our numbers are trying to grow, but flesh is difficult to come by.
So currently there are few.
There are few. My people, we wish to enter the world as our own society, but birth, a new race, is a struggle.
Well then, as a suggestion and a threat, I must admit, I know where your location is now. If I give you this decanter, don't mess with the city again, go off into the wilds somewhere. Somewhere where people won't be harmed by the flesh that you are taking. If you can do that, I'll give you the decanter, and with my party's approval, we will leave you alone.
We seek knowledge, knowing that you have that book. I cannot return to my master alone. If you were to simply graze one page, he would be eternally grateful.
Will that be enough?
My people have many gifts from the house of God to offer.
Are you intent on taking it by force if I don't give it to you? If we go there...
You have felled all our forces.
I'm gonna roll insight on that.
Okay.
I want to make sure if I go walking into this guy's home, they're not intending on being like,
Okay.
the book is ours now!
What does he want?
That would be a 17 on my insight check.
Okay. Seems true.
Seems
What
true.
does he
Can
want?
I be an 18? No, 14?
Oh, it would be an 18, I'm sorry.
Maybe a tiny bit off. Like he knows there might be something, but he doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
Like some kind of defense.
He wants to read a page. Page of the book.
He just wants one page.
Yes, but the thing is I feel like the people I work for would be incredibly displeased to lose even a page.
Don't tell them.
Who do you work for?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
How powerful is
Try me.
this?
The
book?
mending.
Who's mending?
Everybody roll history.
Oh, also my con save was 17.
10.
Okay. You beat it, but you feel very weak, as if all your limbs and like your tendons and stuff sort of try to lock up. You feel weak, like you can't move that well. Maybe if you took it in a stronger dose, you'd be paralyzed.
10.
10.
7.
Both. History.
12.
All right. You've heard of it, and you've heard of the war on the Hollow Realm 130 years ago. Basically ancient history. It's, they helped fight, maybe.
They
Okay,
helped fight the
so-
war on the Hollow Realm?
Yeah.
You're working for an ancient organization with a tome that has unknown power,
Yes. I
and
think
these people were. Okay.
you know how I told you? Oh, this is what he meant. I need to go with this guy.
You're going to go with them?
I think this is what my boss meant.
What are you talking about?
He said there was something in the north that required my attention. What else requires my attention except for this?
I would like
We're
to be
going
near
to
the
go into
sea
their
again.
base. They're going to take that book from you.
And
He
if
told
it-
me to find allies. Will you come with me?
Then give him not one but 2 pages. Forge the allies. And maybe they'll get back to you. Show them kindness. Give them that decanter and 2 pages from the book. They'll complete your mission and we will complete ours. And we won't lose anything.
I don't
My
know.
master is kind to us, but he is impatient.
I do not know if he means for me to give them the book. That's the problem. I think he wants me to learn more about them. It's always what I've been best at.
I must return.
Are you
So-
guys with me on this?
In my opinion, my vote is going to killing him or handing him over to the knights.
Worst
and
case
then
scenario.
completing our job.
Worst case scenario, he claims, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, that we pretty much just destroyed what was left of their army. I don't think they can do much if the four of us go together.
Why should I follow you on a completely different mission to the bottom of the ocean to possibly
It's
go
on the
into a more
coastline.
dangerous territory?
Right? Logan? It's on the coastline, not the bottom of the ocean.
What?
Your place. The Forge of Life. Is that what it's called? Yeah. It's on the coastline, not in the ocean.
It lies lit by waves of the ocean. It is both beneath and above.
Oh, okay.
You want me to go to the ocean on a completely different mission to make friends with our allies because it's your job to do so.
I want you to come because if this goes how I'm expecting it to, it might be the key to winning a war with monsters that has lasted 50 years.
Wait, with these monsters?
Not these monsters.
Fine.
Different ones.
Okay,
But if anything goes wrong,
Logan.
I am gathering you and everyone, and we are leaving.
that's fine.
I
It
am leaving
is-
with you.
That's why I want you guys to go with me. A way to get out if things go wrong.
Yep.
I think
I'm
you guys
lost.
do. We're all aware that it's common knowledge that monsters have been roaming the realm for 50 years,
Which
destroying
monsters?
a bunch of shit. Just monsters in general have been popping
130.
up, right? Huh?
130.
For 130 years, monsters have been appearing and destroying shit.
Oh, happened.
Wasn't that in your
Yes.
initial description?
100 years ago, they were all released. A lot of them died. Recently, the past 30 years, they've been more bold. They've been more apparent. So the ones that have been in hiding, people have seen off in the distance in shadows, are now stepping out and eating people.
That's what I'm talking about stopping.
Cool.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
I was
'cause
about
don't
to
know
tell you before you started that.
I have lost many soldiers. I have died to these monsters before. It has forged me into who I am now, and if there is an easier way to put a stop to it, then I'm all for that decision. This seems unwise and a risk.
Sometimes it's the only way you can learn.
I'm willing to take the risk, but know that I will be very, very cautious in whatever we do.
It's okay. I don't intend on giving this book up easily.
We should at least let the lady know that we solved most of her problem, right?
Who? Captain
The
Blair?
orc, yeah.
I'm sure
How do we know for sure?
this is how we'll know. We can get them to leave them alone for good.
We have 2
Or
weeks.
people
Let us go
take
then.
long time to decide.
Yes, they do.
What's
Tell
his
him to lead the way.
What are you discussing?
We possibly had to make a stop along the way. We don't anymore. Lead the way. I'll drop that
Very
fake.
well.
I'll drop the fake gel that you already knew was fake. Besides, she said if we can get them to go away completely, then the Black Knights would fight with Arkenberg.
What is this creature's name?
What is your name?
Zealot.
Sileth.
Shileth. What is this language for stop?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I would know. What would be the primordial / Aquan word for stop?
It would be that.
Just.
I have no idea.
Okay. I will say the word.
I want to gather a few Aquan words that I could say to
few.
him, like orders: stop,
Here.
go,
Here,
stay.
you know what? I'll pull out a piece of parchment and I will write them phonetically. I'll write
Okay,
the
yeah.
word in common and then phonetically how
I
you would
want
say it in
stop,
Aquan.
go, come, and
Yes, no.
The entire
yes and no.
V movie transcript.
So
Yeah, there we go.
stop, go, come, yes,
Yes,
no.
no.
I write
Yes.
them in common and then next to them I write the Aquan phonetic
Perfect.
translation.
And I tell
They're
him,
And some of them are just like blarb.
Yeah, they're kind of difficult for your sharp draconian mouth to
yeah.
pronounce.
I tell him to what's his name again? Slirin?
Slirin.
Slirin.
Slirith. Sorry.
Go.
Slirith.
Slirith. Go.
Wasn't it Silith?
Sileth. Go.
Somebody. Okay, alright.
Severus Snape. Go.
Severus?
And I'm just like, yes.
It was
No.
Silith.
Yeah.
And then just like trying to do
Yes, no, yes, no.
The way I spelled it, I'm immediately misunderstood, so I respelled it.
Is this creature telling me to go?
He wants you to lead us to your Forge of Life.
Yes. He gets up.
He only knows a few
I'm not
words.
taking the manacles
Please.
off.
The decanter.
Yeah, I'll hand
I
it to
will
him.
not go far.
He's manacled.
What?
He's manacled.
So yeah, then he would reach with both of them.
And then I'm also, just to like be safe, I'm gonna tie a chain around his manacles and then like
Hold on to it.
Yeah.
It will be 4 days if we do not have a mount.
We have a clock.
Why don't you go get the cart and the horses?
You need a mount. We need a mount. You brought your cart, right?
We have a cart.
I did bring it with us.
We can take that.
Yeah.
Let's
Go.
go.
Yeah.
will
Did
do
you
it
give
either
him
way.
the decanter?
Okay.
It's just in his hands, and you see as he's like slowly kind of pouring it into his lap.
They can only take it for so long. I don't
second
mind
thought-
letting him borrow it.
Instead of the chain, I'm just gonna have the second set of manacles clamped to the cart. So he
Oh,
can't-
okay, cool.
Let him take it for now, but when we get near his fountain of life or whatever it is, take it away. Do not want him stealing it.
I might give it to him depending on how things go, but you're right. We'll see.
Well,
It's not the rarest item.
the 2 days of travel pass by very, very softly. It's mostly just rolling hills, beautiful grass. There isn't exactly a road, so it's somewhat difficult to maneuver. But the moment nightfall reaches, you see the ocean, you see a giant castle resting waterlogged on the shore, tilted sideways, with legs jutting into the sky and falling into the ocean. And that's where we're going to end today's game. Thanks for watching.
Very nice, sir.
See you. Thank you.
You don't have to go yet.
Yeah,
Damn.
well,
Jeez.
okay.
That's
Thanks
the end.
for watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank
Boom.
you. and Bye. We're done. We're done. We're
That's
done.
right,
Out.
I have
Out.
to get
No.
I have to get the right card. Y'all be people for a moment.
Thanks everybody for the donations. Appreciate
yeah.
all of
Thank
that. It was
you.
really cool.
Do we have any
I-
sponsors?
What are my
Easy
sponsors?
roll or die.
I mean, technically,
kind of.
easy roller dice, sort of.
Oh yeah, for like 5 years.
I
have
just
you
don't
even
say
checked
it
that?
anymore.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. That's all I'm gonna say. Just wow, just a lot of. I don't know what this is.
Time passes.
I don't know what this is.
More time passes.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is I actually don't know what this is.
You guys ready to find the corpses of our previous characters?
Yeah, an interesting little tidbit is there is the annual world tide, which is when your twin planet gets closer.
Mm-hmm.
The ocean literally shifts and forms like a tube reaching the other way and toward that planet because gravity works like that.
Oh.
So every time the pulse goes off, the planets begin to drift apart. That marks the end of the year. The ocean begins to collapse again, and a lot of shit gets moved around.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
when that castle got abandoned, I actually tracked each year where it would go, and it landed there.
That's so cool. It's very awesome.
So yeah.
Super cool. So yeah, we will see you guys next time, and we will have a new episode of Strahd tomorrow. Saltmarsh on
We're
Tuesday.
still doing strong.
And yeah, we are. It's
Wow.
Like
we're getting close. We're
3
getting
more
close.
episodes.
I'm actually really excited.
they're gonna find out about the TPK when Strahd killed everybody.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit.
And new
Bring-
Saltmarsh on Tuesday. And we'll be back with Sunder on Friday. And
I'm-
Tesseract again next week.
That's
Yeah.
bonus. I don't know if we're kidding.
Oh
I'm
my
really
God.
excited for the next Salt Marsh.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, they don't know that. Shh,
No,
shh,
I
shh.
didn't
Okay,
say
yeah.
What?
Anyways, yep. See you guys next week.
Whee!